Hello. What is going on? How is everybody doing? Hey, Christina and Nathan, how are ya? And everybody watching, what's up, Tony? What's going on? It's been a very long time since I've done a solo live stream, but also it's been about a month, guys, since I've made any content on this channel. So I thought, why not, um, do a live stream? Sorry, my glasses are a little crooked. Why not do a live stream? Um, Before I start making videos again. Plus, I love live streams. Hey, Holland, how are ya? Hopefully, I'm saying that right. What's up, Dave, Nathan, Christina? Just got back from my second viewing from Scream. Nice. I've only seen it once, and I really enjoyed it. That's going to be something we're gonna talk a little bit about. In the live stream tonight. How's everybody doing? How is everyone doing? Tell me. What is going on? Let me know. But yes, it has been quite a while, guys. So I am glad to be back. So it's gonna be really just a hangout tonight. I want to talk with you all, catch up with you, talk about life. And talk Scream 6, and talk about the Leprechaun franchise, because yesterday, by the way, was St. Patrick's Day, so happy belated St. Patrick's Day to you all. So I agree, Tony, it is nice to take a break. So it is nice to take a break every now and then. Feels good when you come back. You feel recharged and refreshed. So I'm still doing my amazing live streams over with Nick on his channel, the Lost River Drive-In. So I still do those every week, and I love doing those. Nick, if you're watching the playback or if you pop in later, I love you, buddy. So, well, happy early birthday to you, Nathan. Any plans for your birthday? Everybody wish Nathan a happy early birthday. So, yeah. Oh, real Tony, what'd you think? We're gonna talk about it. I want to talk. I want to talk a little bit about Leprechaun tonight. But what did you think about it? It's a hoot. Jeffrey, how are you? Hope to see you do more collection videos. You do a great collection. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffrey, you're a great supporter. You're all great supporters, but Jeffrey, a lot of kind words. So I appreciate it. But yes, I plan to do more collection videos. I want to do a steelbook collection overview at some point, because I'm collecting more steelbooks in a while than I have. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna do a steelbook collection overview and an updated 4K collection overview, because I bought some 4Ks. I've kind of slowed down in some ways with collecting. Trying to catch up with newer movies, or not newer movies, but movies that I've had in my collection that I haven't seen yet. So, wish I can get over camera shy so I could start filming content. You know what, Austin? When you're ready, you will know that, buddy. And there's such a great community of people here in this movie community that will support you and welcome you. And so whenever you feel comfortable making videos, you do it, and you'll have a lot of fun. Do what you love. Talk about what you love, and have fun with it. So have fun, but welcome. Yeah, I mean, Dave, there are some movies in my collection that I still haven't watched. And so my goal is to not collect so much right now, and watch things that I either have in my collection that I haven't watched, or rewatch things that I haven't seen in a while. So I'm looking forward to diving more into my collection. I felt like I was collecting a lot and wasn't watching as much. Um, and so I'm kind of trying to slow down with that. I hear you getting caught up with a collection. Been doing the same thing. Yes. Yeah. What have you guys? Well, speaking of movies or purchases, have you guys bought any movies? Have you watched anything? Let me know. Well, Austin, you're welcome, man. And there, like I said, there are some great supporters, great people within this community that will watch your videos and support you. Um, but like I said, most importantly, just have fun. Have fun, um, with your content. I've been doing this for 14 years and I still have fun. I take breaks, but I still have fun. Oh, yes. I am so excited to get my copy of Dead Silence. I ordered mine on Amazon. It was a little cheaper, I think. And it will be coming, I think, Tuesday, the day it's released. So I ordered that one and Exorcist 3 and Red Eye, which comes next week. All those are movies I've seen and loved. So I'm looking forward to rewatching them and possibly reviewing them. Well, thank you, Christina. Yes, please like the stream, guys. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'm back. I'm going to be making more content on the channel. So, Jeffrey, I'm excited for the Superman set too. I have the first movie on 4K already, so I don't know if I'm going to buy the set or if I'm just going to buy just 2, 3, and 4. So I'm not sure yet. The only I wish they would release Superman Returns. Like, let me know if are they releasing Superman Returns or are they just releasing the first 4 movies? Because, I know it's I think it's pretty underrated. I love Superman Returns. Nice. Yes. I'm so happy Dead Silence is getting the treatment that it's deserved this whole time. I love that movie so much. Been watching older films, Last of Us. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm going through my collection and like I said, diving into movies I haven't seen in a while or first time watches that I've had in my collection for a long time. That and I'm also kind of depending on the movie, but like some movies I'm kind of waiting until they come out for a while and then go down in price before I pick them up, but there'll be certain titles I'm going to buy day one. So yeah, I was thinking that's probably what it is, Jeffrey. But I love Superman Returns. I saw that one in theaters and great experience. Especially like with that classic opening credits with the John Williams score. I just love it. My favorite MCU movie. Well, it goes back and forth between Endgame and Infinity War. But I think Infinity War right now. But I'll tell you my top 3. My top 3 are Winter Soldier, which that one made me fall in love with Captain America. The first one grew on me over time, but Winter Soldier, that is just amazing. But yeah, top 3: Winter Soldier, Endgame, and Infinity War. I'm gonna say Infinity War. Infinity War right now is my favorite MCU movie. I've been watching a lot. Oh, well, nice. I have been diving into a lot of 90s movies myself. So I think after Scream 6, I've kind of wanted to go back and watch a lot of 90s horror movies or 90s thrillers or just 90s movies in general, because honestly, that was a decade that I grew up the most in, and so many great ones came from the 90s. Oh, nice. 47 meters down. The first one I love. I love the first one. Definitely surprised me. And the second one, I need to give a rewatch. I didn't really care for it the first time I saw it, but there were things I liked about it that has made me want to go back and rewatch it. So, kind of towards summer, I'm gonna watch like all my favorite shark movies and summer, movies, and I'll be rewatching 47 Meters Down and the second one. Cherry Falls, Nathan. I love Cherry Falls. I don't know if it's going to be a first time watch for you, but that is a film that I remember seeing when it premiered on USA and loving it right away. And it was like during that time when I was like diving into watching a lot more horror movies on TV. And I loved watching it. I remember I think it was 2000 in October 2000 when that premiered. And now I'm happy that it has a Blu-ray release. It is a great movie. My favorite is probably Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but that's because I'm a Sam Raimi fanboy, followed by Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Infinity War. Amazing picks, my friend. I am a Sam Raimi fanboy too. I love Sam Raimi. Absolutely. No Way Home is amazing. No Way Home is top 5. Yeah, probably top 5 for me. Let's see. And yeah, Infinity War. I saw that. I remember leaving the theater, like when the end credits popped up, leaving the theater thinking, man, I have to wait another year for the next one. So, and Last of Us. I am so behind. I need to watch Last of Us. I was gonna say Confessions. I've never seen The Last of Us, so I know Dave. You talked about it in the comments. I need to watch that one. Though my TV shows, I'm actually really behind on quite a bit. I tend to go back and watch like a lot of my older favorite TV shows. I don't know why. Like I need to like really dive into um, a lot more of the or just a lot more newer TV shows, brand new ones I haven't seen. Thoughts on the new Ninja Turtles film by Seth Rogen? I don't know too much about that. I didn't know Seth Rogen was involved. Is he directing, producing, starring in it? Let me know. So it'd be interesting. I was actually one that liked the previous Ninja Turtle movies. Obviously, they're not like the '90s ones, like the original and the second movie, but I liked the previous two movies. Hey Jamie, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We're just gonna hang out tonight and talk and have a good time. So in a minute, I want to like just give you guys my brief thoughts and no spoilers, by the way, but give you guys my thoughts about Scream 6 because I haven't really talked too much about it. I did a review on Instagram and Facebook, and Nick and I talked about our thoughts on the film last week or this past Tuesday. But I want to give you guys my thoughts on it because I haven't posted a review of it on my channel. It was something that I had to kind of soak in. Not a bad movie. Really enjoyed the movie, but did not love it. So I'm curious upon second watch if it's going to be better now knowing that everything that I know about it. But let's talk about it, but no spoilers. Definitely no spoilers down below. If you guys have seen Scream 6, let me know your thoughts. Oh, he's producing it. Nice. And voicing it. Very, very cool. Well, I'm open to it. I am open to seeing it. So, what's your thoughts on it, Jeffrey? Tell me. And did you like the last two movies? Because I liked them. Like I said, they were fun. They weren't perfect, but they were fun. Good time watches. Good time watch. Definitely a good time watch. But yeah, Scream 6. Let's see. Christina says, seeing it. Hey Sarah, what's going on, my friend? Let me know if you, by the way, Sarah, I know we have to do. I know we talked about doing a live chat. Let me know if you want to pop on in, and I'd love to have a guest. But I want to do like a live stream, like plan something out with you, and we will talk about a topic. But if you want to pop on in, let me know. If anybody wants to pop in, let me know. Christina says, seeing it for the second time, I could tell it's going to be one of those movies that I'm going to enjoy more and more with each watch. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the same way with me. I think it's going to be a film because, again, I really enjoyed the movie in theaters, but I what was I gonna say? I'm reading the comments. I'm like, squirrel, like kind of look at the comments. But I think it's gonna be a movie I enjoy more over time. I really do. There's not a bad, in my opinion, there's not a bad Scream movie. That's one of those franchises that has stayed consistent. So with being good, solid movies overall. Mm-hmm. I love to say. Really could have been better. Great kills. I agree, Jamie, and I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 too. But I agree with you. I loved the first two acts, and then the third act was my least favorite part of the movie. And I agree, the motives and reveal could have been better. I have not been a big fan, like overall, a big fan of the motives since Scream 3. I think Scream 3, I love Scream 3. I will always love it. I think that had such a great conclusion. Um, Scream 4's motive, not great over time. I think that one kind of ages not as good. Scream 5's motive was good, and the Scream 6 motive was good, but the first three movies, I just those films for me are just ones I absolutely love. Yeah, I yes, Nathan. Yeah, that's it. That is one of those things where I think the movie will be better upon rewatch. Well, Sarah, again, no spoilers, guys. We won't talk about spoilers because I don't. If no one's seen it, I don't want to spoil the movie. But Sarah, I think you'll be really happy with them. Scream 5 and Scream 6 were definitely better than 4. And again, 4 is not a bad movie. But Scream 5 and 6 were better. Are all the films available on 4K? Jeffrey, Scream. Actually, let me get them for you. I'll show you. By the way, do you guys like the fake fire burning in the background? I thought it'd be like a little fancy, having something fun in the background. Yeah. So Jeffrey, I'll show you. So Scream 2, and then Scream 5 or Scream 2022 are available on 4K. Scream 3 is coming out on 4K this year. I don't know when, but it's supposed to be coming out. Did I say Scream 3 or Scream 4? Scream 3 is supposed to be coming out on 4K this year. And then we'll see about Scream 4. I don't know who owns the rights to Scream 4 because I know Paramount doesn't own the rights to that one that I know of. So Austin says, will Scream 7 be the last one ever or just the last one for a few years? I'm sure they'll make some more, but I think Scream 7 is going to be the last one in this trilogy that these directors have created and want to create. But I'm sure down the road we'll get another Scream. It's a popular franchise where they can do a lot with Scream. They don't have to necessarily remake the movie, but I think they can do different, universes within the Scream with the Scream name. Let's see. I did a live reaction to Scream 5 on a destination station 2 weeks ago. I think Scream 5 is my least favorite of the franchise, but I enjoyed reacting to it live. Nice. Yeah, again, this is a franchise though that it's every film is either good or no. Every film is either a film I enjoy, really enjoy, or love. And like Scream 4 is the only one right now that I just enjoy. But you know, it's still a good watch. Still a solid movie. Can we drop our Scream rankings in the chat? Yes, please feel free. I want to know your guys's, if you guys have seen Scream 6, I would love to see your guys's rankings. Please, let's have a discussion. But Jeffrey, if you're still in here, all the movies look great on 4K. I was really happy with the presentation. Scream, the first one especially, looks amazing. Austin, I think that would be a really good setting for a Scream movie. That's pretty good. I like it. Sarah, by the way, if you're watching, Sarah, let me know if you want to join the live stream tonight. Just let me know, and I will send you a link through Instagram. Let me know. Am I the only one not on the 4K train? LOL. Sarah, it's okay. It took me. It took. Well, let's see. When did I think 4K? I probably started collecting. I think 3 years after it came out, and I'm pretty happy with all the 4Ks I have, and you know, I'm becoming more of, you know, if I find the Blu-ray, I'm really happy with that. But if it's a favorite movie of mine, of course I will upgrade it because I love that. Okay, Sarah, I'm gonna send you a link on the Instagram. I'm gonna read your guys' rankings soon, so I'm gonna send Sarah a link real quick so she can join. All right, let's see. Yeah, Jeffrey, Drew Barrymore's opening still gives me chills every time. Every time I watch that, it gives me chills. We are going to have Sarah, one of my closest friends on YouTube, join the chat soon. I have been friends with Sarah for a very long time here on YouTube, and I am looking forward to chatting with her live. So after this video, I'm going to leave her channel down below, so please go and subscribe to her if you haven't yet. All right, Sarah, I sent you a link, so you just click that link and then I will invite you in. So let's see, rankings. So Nathan says since 2009. That is right. So Nathan says 1, 2, 4, 6, 5, and 3. Very nice. Jamie says 1, 3, 4, 2, 6, and 5. And Austin says 1, 6, 2, 5, 4, and 3. I would go, it's changed slightly recently. I would go 2 is my favorite. The original, Scream 3, Scream 5, Scream 6, and then Scream 4. Like, again, not a bad one. This is a great series where, like, you know, they haven't had a bad one yet, which I like that. So I'm hoping Scream 7 is going to be like the one that like really knocks it out of the park, though. Like the best since the original type of thing. And Mark says, hey, Mark, what's going on? Mark says 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 4. So very similar. Very similar. Very similar in our rankings, but 2 is my favorite, then 1, which those are, I mean, those 2 right there, like 5 out of 5 movies for me. Yeah, Christina, I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. And I agree, Nathan. It's still the most consistent franchise. It is. I mean, we're going to talk about another franchise in a minute, because which is Leprechaun, because I watched 1, 2, and Returns last night. That is a hoot of a franchise. By the way, if you haven't seen Leprechaun Returns yet, give that one a watch. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. So, yes, much better. Austin, I'll say this. Jill is not one of my favorites, but when I rewatched Scream 4 the other night, there's a couple moments that she has a great moment in it. When she's, confessing to Sydney about why she's doing what she's doing. I thought that was a pretty solid performance there. And I love Emma Roberts. I'm an Emma Roberts fan. Yeah, Christina, the Leprechaun movies, again, I really just it's hard to say I even love them. I love Leprechaun 2. I really enjoyed the first one, close to loving it. Leprechaun 3, from what I remember, I had a blast with. It's a good film. And then you get past Space, the two In the Hood movies, the reboot that they tried to do in 2012, I think, which is just terrible. And then Returns, and Returns is a film I love. I love it for what it is. Thoughts on Russell Crowe's Pope Exorcist movie? I saw bits and pieces of the trailer, and it looks like it'd be a fun time. It's so crazy to say an exorcism movie would be fun, but sometimes you just need to go into those movies and they'll be a fun time. I'm a Russell Crowe fan, so I will definitely watch it. Definitely watch it. Hopefully Sarah pops in soon and you guys can meet one of my friends here on YouTube. So, but what is everyone doing tonight, though? Let me know. Are you guys watching some movies tonight? Oh, you're fine, Sarah. We're here. We are here. Take your time. I'm hoping that the new Exorcist film will be watchable. I agree, Tony. I agree. But you know what? I have hope for it. Like you said, you have hope for it. I do too. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, hey Charlie, how are you? What are your things you want in Scream 7, like setting, story, and character interaction? Oh, there's Sarah. Hold on. Let's pop Sarah in. Okay. Add to stream. There's my friend.
Hello.
Hold on. Hello. How are you?
I am good, Justin. How are you?
I'm good. Everybody, Sarah right here. She said in the comments, I've been friends with this amazing person since 2009.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Back when YouTube was a little smaller community.
Yeah, when we were smaller.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing great. Great. So I watched Crawl earlier, which is like one of my favorite 80s fantasy sci-fi films.
Is that the one that starts with the K?
Yes.
Yeah, I own it. I haven't watched it yet. For some reason, I thought you said the Crawl, the alligator movie.
Yeah, no.
I saw that. I was like, oh, that's awesome. But I do
Crawler. I think I always mispronounce it. Crawl or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
I mispronounce everything, so
it's okay. I do too.
Yeah.
By the way, everybody is saying hello to you. Hello. So
hello. I don't see any chat.
Let me show these so you can see them. So there's
hey,
Nathan. Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
There is Austin.
Hello, Austin.
There's Tony.
Don't think I know him, but hello, Tony.
Christina.
Hi, Christina.
And Holland.
Hello.
Yes. So Sarah, since I have you here present on a live stream, let's talk about your channel. Talk about your channel. Talk about what you love. Let's go.
I'm just an overall movie freak, period. I haven't uploaded on my channel since October because, trying to get the oomph to do
Yeah.
videos and that. But well, I'm like you. I love horror films,
Mhm.
and both you and Nick know I love the Godzilla franchise. It's
Yes. Yes.
that and Star Trek are my two greatest loves.
Yeah.
It will always go back to those two, but I do love my horror films. So,
Yeah.
but I do want to get
Those
started doing my channel again. Like I was off work for 2 months because of an injury, and I couldn't get in any oomph at all to do any videos at all. So, well, you know how it is.
Oh,
So,
I do. I mean,
yeah.
I haven't made a video in a month, so I
Mhm.
haven't like I love YouTube, but I start making a video and then I just the energy or the oomph isn't there.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when it comes time, like it will happen. But I like these streams. I think they're a lot more fun and I get to talk with you all. So
Yeah.
but YouTube videos I'll definitely get back into it at some point. So
Yeah.
um, oh, well, Tony says he's going to check out your channel. So, guys, I'm going to leave Sarah's channel after this down below in the comments or
Thank
the
you.
description. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
If you
But
guys if
please,
you guys watch any of my videos, you will notice a lot of flubs
okay,
because
it's
I'm gonna
okay.
get I'm gonna get close to my face here. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. I was in a very bad car accident almost 10 years
Mhm.
ago, and my head was split open to the bone, so my speech is still a little kind of
You're okay.
flubby. We got flubber in the house too, but hey,
Okay. Well, first of all, I remember that. I
yeah,
remember that accident. So, but I'm glad you're okay. I'm happy that we still talk so many years later.
oh
So,
yeah. I mean,
so
we tried to do Skype years ago, but we
I
kept
remember
cutting
that.
out.
Yes.
We kept cutting out, so we just kind of gave up. So
I know. Oh, the Skype days. I don't
yeah,
is Skype still around? Like, I don't even know if it's still around or not.
I'm not sure. I have
Is Skype
no clue.
is Skype around, people? Tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments.
Yeah,
Now we have StreamYard and we have FaceTime, so
yeah,
that's much better. I remember though, like when I had Skype, like my connection was really low on my laptop. So every time I
mhm,
tried to do it, like it would like just like pause and like freeze all the
yeah.
time. And I was like,
That's what happened with you and I, and we just kind of said, "Ah, screw this. We're gonna we'll
uh,
just talk on Facebook or
exactly.
Twitter or something."
Exactly. But you're getting a lot of love here, Sarah. Everybody's
Uh,
saying I'm glad you're
Thank
doing
you
better.
guys.
So,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, I met Sarah in 2009 on
yeah.
YouTube,
I think
and
you just commented on one of my videos. I think you and Doug
mhm,
commented on one of my videos, and that's how we became friends.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
know Doug hasn't done a video in like
I know
what 10, 15 years almost.
I think he did a video maybe a couple years ago, but
Yeah,
I've told him I said you need to get back into making videos again and or show off your collection because he's got a pretty impressive collection.
yeah.
So
Well, there's part of my collection right
I
there.
love your collection. I love yours. My laptop's here. Mine is like around here. And then
Yeah,
like my DVDs, I had in another room at one point, but like there was so much like empty space here that I was like, you know what, we're gonna just place the DVDs here. So
yeah,
DVDs here, even VHS tapes, which I have a small collection, but I was feeling very nostalgic the last
yeah.
couple of months, and I was like, you know what, let's just collect some of my favorites. And
It's
somebody
actually
gave
so
me.
surprising how the VHS tapes are coming back.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I know. I know. And the crazy thing is, I still have a VHS player that works perfectly fine, like practically brand new. It was one of those DVD VHS players, and I always
Oh,
used to just watch DVD on it. So, I mean, the VHS side really didn't get a lot of play value.
yeah. I think
So,
I only have like one VHS left, and that's because the movie's not on DVD.
which one is it?
It's one from the '80s. It's called The River Rat. It's with Tommy Lee Jones and Martha Plimpton and
Ooh,
Brian Dennehy, and it's
oh,
a really good
nice,
movie. So,
nice. I
if you can
have.
ever find it, just look it up or something.
I will have to. Tony says, let's see, I'll pop some of these comments up, guys. He says, I've been really trying to show more of my VHS collection here recently. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Well, we still have a video store here where I live, and they're selling VHS tapes
Really?
and laser discs too. And I'm like, my God, I feel old.
I never had a laser disc, but
Yeah,
I think the only one I have is a UK John Carpenter's Halloween laser disc, but it's just kind of like on display piece.
you
So.
can't go wrong with Halloween. So.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
mean, I only have 10,000 copies of the movie, so.
I'll show you one. I have 6 copies of this movie right here.
I love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I love Reanimator. I love it so much. That
I
is
have
such
2
a
on
great
DVD and the rest are Blu-ray, even a German steelbook.
one. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Well, by the way, guys, if you have questions or anything, keep commenting. Jeffrey says Kroll is great, one of my favorites. Wonderful soundtrack. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Kroll was also the first, like, I had one of my first crushes in a movie, and it was the lead guy. When I was a kid, I was like, he's like, there's something about him that's just like really gorgeous.
Yeah.
That and Brad from Teen Witch. Those were the two guys. I was like, oh yeah, I like them.
I ever watched Teen Witch, but I know isn't Tim Curry in that? No, I'm thinking the Worst Witch.
That's the Worst Witch, which is
Yeah,
a
that's
great
what I'm
movie.
thinking.
That is a great movie. Have you seen the Worst Witch?
I've heard of it through one of my friends here on YouTube, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
So.
Charlie has a question for you, but you said you haven't seen 5 and 6 yet. But
yeah,
he says, Sarah, are you a fan of Scream, and how would you rank them?
I am a fan of Scream. I was actually 16 when the first movie came out. That's my favorite. And this I haven't watched 5 or 6, so it's only gonna be the first 4. But my controversial choice for number 2 is Scream 3.
I love Scream 3.
I always loved Scream 3.
I
don't know why I got shit on. Excuse my language, but
you're okay.
And then it would go Scream 4 and then Scream 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
But I did get to see Scream 2 in the theater. My friend's mom had to take us because we were 17.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering, in Canada, you had to be 18 to go see R-rated movies.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So.
What was my first R-rated movie that I saw by myself? It was Saw 2 when it came out. That was my first R-rated movie I was able to see by myself.
I think mine was I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, nice. I love that movie.
I wanted to say John Carpenter's Vampires because that was my birthday movie. We saw that on my 18th birthday, but my parents came.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I was with my parents, but I was 18. So, and I don't care what anybody says. I love John Carpenter's Vampires.
I love John Carpenter's Vampires too. That is such a great movie. I love that. That is one of my favorite Carpenter movies.
Yeah, it's high up there on my list. Same as with Ghosts of Mars. I don't understand the hate on that one too.
Oh, I love Ghosts of Mars too.
I love it, rock, dude. We rock. So
we do rock. I love Ghost of Mars. I love that. It is such a fun movie and has such a great atmosphere. I think if that movie was made in the 80s, I can definitely feel like it would be like the likes of like, or the atmosphere like They Live or The Thing.
Yes, I was just thinking They Live.
Yeah, so that would be awesome. But yeah, I love Ghost of Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Love Ghost of Mars. Let's see. Austin has a question. Are we still getting the Strangers movies? I haven't heard or seen anything. Yes, we are getting them. I don't know if Rennie Harlan's doing all 3 of them or if he's just doing the next one coming out, but I'm just excited because Rennie Harlan is one of my favorite directors, and I'm excited to see. You're a Rennie Harlan fan too. I love it.
Yes, I grew up on like Die Hard 2 and even The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite movie of his would be. You know what? I think I do, but
what's your favorite one?
I think it's Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, I love Deep Blue Sea.
Yes.
That might be my favorite too.
Yeah.
That might be it's between that, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and Die Hard 2.
Nightmare 4 is fantastic. I love the fact that he was a nobody living out of a cockroach motel.
Right.
This movie, and then boom.
And after he got Nightmare 4, they hired him for Die Hard 2. It's amazing, like, where his careers went. So
yeah,
I really love it. I actually really like Cutthroat Island as well. Like, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like that movie.
My
I like,
parents like it.
yeah, it's a
I
fun
still
film.
have not watched it.
You've
I
never seen it?
No, there's a lot like I said on the chat with you and Nick, I'm too much of a creature of habit. I rewatch the same things over and over again. Like, I have it on mute right now, but I have Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla from 1974 playing in the background.
Nice.
So,
Nice. I'm the same way. Like I will go to my go-to favorite comfort movies, and I still
mhm.
have movies in my collection I need to watch that I haven't seen.
Oh,
So
I'm the same. Like, I know you and I think you and Nick were well, more Nick was on my case about never seeing Pearl.
uh I think we both talked about it. Pearl's
Yeah.
a good one. Pearl's
I
good.
do own it. It's right here.
Oh, Pearl's great. Pearl is a great movie. I've only seen it once though. Like I need to go back and rewatch it. It's a great movie. But like have you seen X, Ty West's X?
No, it's saved on my Amazon Prime because that's one I do want to watch.
That's a great one. That is so Pearl is the prequel. X is the first one that came out. X is a
Mhm.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can watch that one more. Let's see. Go through the comments real quick. Vampires is so underrated.
Yes,
I
it
agree.
is. Like my
Um,
dad, he does not like scary movies. But he
oh
does
really?
watch. No, I'm gonna say it. I'm talking about the man who screamed like a woman during Jaws when
Mm.
he saw it in '75.
Oh,
But he loves vampire movies like Lost Boys,
nice.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, Interview the Vampire, Queen of the Damned, John Carpenter's Vampires, Blade, all those. And he loves Tremors. You cannot
Oh,
go wrong with Tremors.
it's a great one.
And he loves Idle Hands, and he loves what's the other one he likes? Deep Rising.
Oh, I love this. I watched Deep Rising because of you a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So, what did you
watched
think
it.
of that? What did you think of that?
I really love it. So I
It's a
like
fun
those.
popcorn movie. That's
It
what it
is
is.
a
I'm
fun
sorry, I keep
popcorn movie.
interrupting you.
You're fine. I want to
Yeah.
talk to you. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Because
This
this
is
has been
awesome.
we've been trying to do this like for like ever.
Forever.
So,
So when
yeah.
the opportunity comes and I saw you
Mhm.
comment, I'm like, I'm gonna have her on this
Yeah.
live stream if she wants to
Like,
do it.
come on, girl, come on.
Come on. So let's see. Holland says, John Carpenter's Vampires is very high on my John Carpenter's list,
Ah.
as is mine.
My number one, it goes back and forth between Halloween and
Oh.
Starman.
I love Starman.
Eh,
I
Well,
love that movie so
just
much.
to show you guys how old I am, Justin, my friend, you weren't even born when I saw Starman back in
Mm,
'84.
wow. I'm kind of like that with Hocus Pocus. I remember one time I told a customer at Family Video that I was a Hocus Pocus fan, and I saw it on the drive-in, and she thought I was really old. And I was like, okay. I was like,
I didn't see Hocus Pocus till a couple of years ago.
oh, really? Oh,
Well, I think one, it came out at the worst time in
yeah,
July of '93.
yeah.
And of course, being a 12-year-old kid, I was more obsessed with Jurassic Park.
Understandable though.
Yeah.
It's Jurassic Park's amazing.
Yeah. It's
So
like the last greatest film of my childhood. So,
I love it. And
yeah.
in a minute, I want to talk about like some of your favorite theatrical experiences.
Oh, yeah.
In a
I
minute, I
got a
want to talk
video of
about
that
that.
years and years ago. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say this though, and because of you and some
Hmm.
other YouTubers, but really because of you, I bought the Star Trek Blu-ray set
Yes.
and I started watching them a couple months ago. I need to dive back more into them, but
Hmm.
so far, I'm a Star Trek fan. So
Oh, awesome. That nobody believes me, but I saw that Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, in the theater as a 1.5-year-old kid.
amazing.
My parents couldn't find a babysitter, so they figured they'd take me to the movie theater thinking I'd fall asleep. No.
Yeah.
So that's still to this day my favorite Trek movie.
Well, I love that, and it was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. Tony says, I think my first R-rated film was Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. My mom
Yeah.
took me and my brothers to see it. Nice.
Yeah.
I'll say my first R-rated movie that I went to go see by myself was Saw 2, but I think my first R-rated movie I saw in theaters was Terminator 3 because I remember telling my dad, I'm like, I love Terminator. I want to go see this in theaters. And he took me and my sister and
Yeah.
loved it. I love Terminator 3. So,
I think my first one I saw in the theater that my dad took me to was The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like my mom would take me to the R-rated horror films and my dad would take me to the action films. Like,
Yeah.
I've stated, and you know this pretty well, that Event Horizon is one of the greatest loves of my life.
Mine too.
My mom took me to see that when I was 16. So I'm probably one of the few people who actually got to experience it in the theater.
Oh,
Because I've talked to a lot of fans and they say they never saw it in the theater, and I went, "Oh, you missed out."
oh, people need, if any of you have not seen Event Horizon, go watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it had Sam Neill, so that was a deal breaker for me
I
because I've been in
know.
love with him since I was 10.
I love Sam Neill too, and I don't want to get like too sad, but did you hear the news about our Sam Neill?
What?
Like he's been diagnosed with a blood cancer.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
God, I didn't know. Everybody's getting sick. I don't like it.
I know.
Oh no.
I know. But I hope things are gonna be okay with him. But
Me
I
too.
love Sam Neill. I love him. In the Mouth of Madness, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Love In the Mouth of Madness is a good one.
And Omen 3.
Oh yes, I'm a
Omen
fan.
3.
I am a fan of Omen 3. The only one I don't really care for, and I tried watching it, was Possession. The one he did in 1980.
Oh, I actually want to see that, and that's due to they're up there, so I can't grab it. In Search of Darkness 3.
Oh, nice. I haven't watched 3 yet, so I need to watch it.
Watch the credits because you'll see my name pop out.
Ooh.
Because I bought this. I bought this set.
Yeah.
And I actually put my middle initial because I thought I can't be. Well, it's true. I'm not the only Sarah Schofield in the world.
Yeah.
I was the only name on that list.
I love it though.
Well, it's like when I watched the Halloween 35th anniversary edition that had the thing with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I saw you. I flipped out. I went, "That's my boy, Justin. I'm gonna have him sign this Blu-ray if I ever meet him."
Oh, I would love that. But no, yeah, I saw that too. I had not seen the documentary yet, and I had friends of mine on YouTube and everything saying, "You're in the documentary," and I'm like,
You
"What?"
were.
And I was like,
I recognized him right off.
I thought that was neat. Yeah, I contributed to the In Search of Tomorrow. Like, I want to watch that one.
Yeah.
And check that one out because I'm a big sci-fi.
There's a second one coming out.
Really?
Yeah. Is it? No, it's again too high. I got a little thing that says, of course, they're doing In Search of Darkness 90s edition.
Ooh,
yeah,
really?
1990 to 94.
I love that. 90s horror movies rock.
Yes, I was like, Bram Stoker's Dracula's going to be on that list.
Yes. I love Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's my favorite vampire movie of all time.
I love it. Let's go through these comments real quick. Charlie says, "Oh, I still love I Know We Did Last Summer." Or he says, I love I Still Know We Did Last Summer. Severely underrated. They're making a Legacy sequel, by the way. I'm excited for the Legacy sequel. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's about time. But I love I Still Know We Did Last Summer.
Yeah, me too. My boy is in that.
Who's your boy?
Jeffrey Combs.
I love Jeffrey Combs. Yes, I know you are a big Jeffrey Combs fan.
Oh yeah, so I've been in love with him since I was 12, and not because of Reanimator, but because of Dr. Mordred.
Oh, okay. That is House on Haunted Hill character, right?
No, it's actually Full Moon's. No, his character in House on Haunted Hill was Dr. Vaniket.
Okay.
This movie he did in 1992. It's a superhero movie. It was Charlie Band's version of Doctor Strange.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, it is. It's corny. It's kooky, but it's Jeffrey Combs being a superhero, and I mean,
I'm gonna have to look this up. I love that one. I love Reanimator. I love. Is it From Beyond?
Yes, it's From Beyond.
I love From Beyond. That's a great one too. That is a great.
Frighteners.
Yes, Frighteners. House on Haunted Hill, though. Love House on Haunted Hill.
Can I say a funny story about House on Haunted Hill?
Yes.
My mom and I went to see that in '99, and I was already flipping out because of the music at the beginning of the movie. The music is my trigger.
Yes, I know.
And I got to the point where they put Jeffrey Rush in that spinny machine, and then Jeffrey
Oh.
Combs comes out looking all demonic with the basketball, and I literally said, "Excuse my language, fuck this, I'm done," and I left the theater. It freaked me out so bad. So,
It is a creepy movie though. Like I find
yeah,
that one still creepy today. But I
yeah,
love
I
it, but
love it.
it's a creepy atmospheric movie. So I
But
love that.
overall, there's only been, like, 4 horror films to scare the absolute shit out of me, and that's one of them.
Oh yeah. I think as I'm getting older, they scare me more than they used to when I was a kid. They freak me out a little bit more. Exorcist 3.
Oh god,
I love
yes.
Exorcist 3.
Me
It's
too.
my favorite Exorcist movie, and that one freaks me out. Like that
Yeah,
one scares me more than the original.
same here. I did not like Exorcist when I saw it when I was 13. I
Yeah.
was like, what is this?" But when I got older, I found an appreciation
Me
for it.
too.
So,
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. There's some movies that when I watched them as a kid, I wasn't a fan of, and then over time, I'm like, okay, I really love these movies now.
well,
So
here's one that's gonna shock you. Hellraiser, when I saw it when I was 14, I hated it.
really,
Yeah. I don't know if I had a crappy VHS copy or whatever. I even tried watching it again and I was like, "I don't get this." So when I
wow.
watched it again in my 30s, I now have 3 copies of them
Oh, nice.
because
I have, yeah.
I have the normal Blu-ray,
Hmm.
I have the Anchor Bay limited edition tin.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I only have that one and Halloween 4. I don't have any other tins, which is I lied. I
Yeah.
have Evil Dead 2.
Nice. The only ones I have are Halloween 4 and 5.
Yeah.
So,
And then I have the Scarlet Box.
ooh, yeah, I have the Scarlet Box too. I love that set. So,
Yeah,
those
because I
have you
love
watched?
Halloween not Halloween, I love Hellraiser 3.
I do too. I love Hellraiser 3. Like probably an unpopular opinion. My favorite one is probably Hellbound Hellraiser 2 in the franchise.
I think it goes 1, 2, 3, and the 2022 film.
Oh, did you love it?
I did. I had to
Loved it.
I don't know why, but when it came out on October 7th, nobody in Canada, UK, New Zealand, and Australia got it.
Oh,
So I had to put out a massive plea on one of the groups I'm a part of on Facebook saying, "Guys, if you're gonna watch this movie, please do not spoil it because we don't have it up here in Canada."
oh,
And a couple hours later, one of the guys said, "Well, I have this website called Soap 2,
mhm.
the number 2
Yeah.
gay." And so I watched it that way, and it was like watching a Blu-ray copy. And I was like, "Whoa, this is awesome."
I'm gonna have to send you a Blu-ray copy of the movie because I don't think it's
Yes,
ever
please.
gonna
I
get approved.
saw that.
Yeah.
I
I don't
saw
think it's
that.
ever
I
gonna
was
get
like,
approved.
"Fucker, you have Hellraiser."
And I love the movie. It's such a
Yeah, me
good
too.
I love it so much. It's one of my favorite kind of like out of all these reboots that we've had, one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
And
I
the
love
fact that
it.
you can tell they put some money into it, it wasn't
I
like
did.
if I actually liked Judgment, Hellraiser Judgment.
I like that one. No, I really like that one. Yeah,
I
especially
liked the
rewatching a
ending,
second
that
time.
was trippy. The
It
ending of
was trippy.
Hellraiser Judgment was trippy. I was like, "Did they just go there?"
Another one I love, which is kind of I think it's getting more love now, but like Bloodline, despite its problems, I love Bloodline.
I think out of all Bloodline is the 4th one, right?
Yeah, Bloodline's the
Okay,
fourth.
yeah, that one I don't mind because it has one of the best lines where he says, "I am pain."
Oh, yes. Yes. And I like Angelica as a Cenobite. I want to see more Angelica in Hellraiser movies.
Oh, yeah, that one. I wonder if they will bring her if they ever do a sequel to that.
I want a Hellraiser 2022 sequel. I
Yeah,
hope they
that's the
continue
one.
on. I hope they continue on with
Not
that.
just don't do it like what they did with the other series.
No, no, no,
Bring it
no.
out,
Like,
bring it out.
no. Like, I think it was a big enough hit that I would hope Hulu or whoever would
Yeah.
do another one. So,
Yeah, because for us up in Canada, it came out on Paramount Plus.
oh, did it? Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
So,
Yes. Well, it's awesome, and I love it, and it's one of those
mhm.
movies I could put on replay value, and I still love the movie. So,
Yeah. Yeah, there's some
um,
some horror movies where you just wanna watch over and over again.
I know.
We both know that, uh, Wrong Turn 6 is not one.
No. Oh no. Heavens no.
I do own it, but I always feel like I should be watching Red Shoe Diaries instead of
Yeah, I don't own
or even
Rent.
Showgirls.
Yeah,
Watch Showgirls.
I love Showgirls though. It's such a fun,
Me too.
campy movie.
I love
It's
Showgirls. So
I love it. I know it's not supposed to be like a gay anthem movie, but I really think it
it
is in
is.
some
It
ways. It
basically
is.
is.
It
And
is.
I
It's
knew that
amazing.
even as a 14-year-old seeing
Yeah.
it. So.
I love it. I mean, most quotable lines in a movie and
Oh
like
yeah. I mean, I have
different
the.
places. And I'm
You
like,
know,
she throws up the fries. She's like, different places.
yeah.
It's such
Like
a
I have
fun.
that cool box set, the VIP edition.
Yes, I used to have that.
Yeah.
I gave it to my buddy Brian
Ah,
because I got the Blu-ray and I was like, oh, I'll give it 10. He doesn't have the
it's the
movie.
same. If I got the Blu-ray, I wouldn't get rid of the box set.
I know. I got rid of it years ago. If I ever come
Uh,
across it again, I'm like, I might grab that because I really do love that set. I remember finding that thinking this was amazing
yeah.
having this.
And with all the neat things
All
in
the
it.
neat stuff in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
All
was
the neat stuff in it. Yes.
I
Um,
don't have that many box sets left, but the one I prize more than anything is the ET Ultimate Gift Set that came out in
I remember
2002.
I remember that. I
Because
remember that.
regardless of my love of horror films,
Yes.
ET is my favorite film ever made.
I love ET.
Yeah.
Yes. I love ET. Well, let's go through these comments real
Yeah,
quick.
because we're just I'm kind of
We're
keep
chatting.
calling people and
I love
laughing
chatting
because
with you.
yeah,
This is so much fun. I'm glad
and
you said yes, I'm coming on
yeah,
the
because
stream.
we wanted to do this back in October
Yes,
and it just never worked out.
I
So
know. So I'm glad we're doing this. But Nathan says Deep Blue Sea is my favorite shark movie over Jaws.
I wouldn't say that, but it's number
Oh,
two.
it's one of my favorites though.
It's number two, tied with The Shallows.
Oh, I love The Shallows too.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
yeah.
I even love Jaws the Revenge. I'm a
You
Jaws the
know what?
Revenge.
It's a 5 out of 10, but I will rewatch it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
fun movie.
it is, and it's a shark movie. And thanks to seeing Jaws at 9 years old, I got a love for sharks,
yeah, I love Jaws. That one,
particularly the great white. So
that is a movie I'll say I've always really appreciated Jaws, but as I've gotten older, I appreciate it so much more and I love it. Like
yeah,
I love that movie.
ninth favorite
Um,
film of all time.
oh, one of my favorites.
Well, you'd love my number 10 because number 10 is The Abyss.
Oh, I love The Abyss so
Yes,
much.
yeah, we
I
were
know,
talking
like
about that
that's
on one of the streams with Nick.
oh, I love The Abyss, and like that's a Cameron movie that I feel like is pretty underrated. Like people know
Someone
about it, but it doesn't get enough talk because it doesn't have like proper physical media releases.
that from what I hear, it and like
Mm.
The Abyss
True Lies.
and True Lies are coming out to Blu-ray this year.
I can't wait.
Me
I
too.
cannot wait.
I
I
love
love
True
both
Lies.
those movies. I love True Lies too. I
Yeah.
love that.
The best James Bond movie never made.
Exactly. I agree. Jeffrey says Cutthroat Island is great. I love Gina Davis, as with Beetlejuice and The League of Their Own.
League
Yeah,
of Their Own is great.
it is great. The Fly, amazing movie. I love that one too. Gina Davis is
Honestly,
one of
it's
my
the most
favorites.
disgusting movie I've ever seen.
It is one of the most disgusting movies I've ever seen either, but I do love the movie.
Oh, and me too. Here's another great Gina Davis movie, and I think you have seen it.
Which one?
Transylvania 65000.
I've never seen that one.
Oh my god, dude! It
I
is
need to watch that.
phenomenal. Look it up. It's from 1985.
Mhm.
You have her. You have Jeff Goldblum. You,
I love Jeff.
you have Ed Beagley Jr. I think his name is.
I think I remember the cover of it. Like
Yeah, it's them. Like they're reporters, and it's like on a tombstone, and you have like Gina Davis is a vampire,
really?
and they
Wow.
have Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and the Mummy, and it
Ooh.
is a blast. I used to watch that movie like over on repeat as a kid.
Oh,
It's if you've seen Saturday the 14th, it's kind of along
is it
those
like
lines.
that? I
Yeah,
have
but
Saturday the 14th. I need to watch it.
yeah,
So
it's on my Shutter feed. So
nice. Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
bought.
think what's another movie with her that's great. The Obvious Choice, Thelma and Louise.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Thelma Louise is amazing. I love that. I just bought one with her and Jeff Goldblum called Earth Girls Are Easy, which I've not seen. I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch
Oh,
it, but that's strong.
it is funny as hell. And the two other aliens are Damon Wayans and Jim
Oh,
Carrey.
really? Oh
Yes.
wow.
Oh my god,
Oh, I'm
it's
gonna have
so
to
funny.
watch.
It is so.
Hmm.
It's cheesy and corny. It's right up your alley because you like
I love
those kind of
cheese.
you love those kind of romantic comedy type things
I
where
do.
not the biggest fan of anymore. I used to when I was a kid,
Yeah.
but when
My
you date and then you get broken up, you're like, screw all this romantic bullshit.
My Demon Lover. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. That's a
I
funny.
haven't seen it, but I have heard of it.
Oh, that's a great one. That needs a Blu-ray release. I have a DVD, but it needs a Blu-ray. Christina says, "What you have to watch X, Sarah?" She's talking about Ty West's X.
I know. Well, like I said, I'm too much of a creature of habit. I watch the
That's
same
okay.
stuff over and over again, but it is one I want to watch.
I'll say this. One of my favorite things that Sarah does every year is I love your Halloween videos that you do.
Thank you.
Those are so much fun. So
horror.
you
I
might.
used to call it 31 Days of Horror, but then, like everybody else, we started on September 22nd, so I just call it the Horror Marathon now.
I normally we watch horror movies all year round, but like when I get into the festive mood of October, I literally will probably start the first week of September and like just start and not stop.
And usually, well, once I get to Halloween and you're so depressed Halloween's over, but then you feel like you just need to take a break from the horror films for like a week.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. I basically life ends and then I just watch horror movies the entire week. So and I try to watch TV, either one horror TV show. And like last year I finally finished off the Sleepy Hollow TV show.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
It's good.
That's good.
So I think my favorite horror themed TV show. It's a show called Forever Night.
I've seen that. That's a great.
So now you get my username then, right?
Yeah.
So you're one of the only few people who get the username because I've been asked what is that about, and I said Forever Night. I love that show.
That's a great show. Forever Night is a great show.
Yeah.
Jeff, you what?
Moonlight that came out a few years ago with the really sexy dude from Hawaii. The Hawaii.
Oh, are you talking?
Moonlight was a reboot of Forever Night, but it died after 16 episodes, and I was like, well, there's differences, but when you have the character's name in Moonlight is Mick,
right,
and in Forever Night it's Nick, and I'm like, I watched one episode and I like him, Alex O'Laren, I think his name is. I liked him, but I was like, no, this is too much for Forever Night, and I'll stick with Forever Night. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Forever Night that is a great TV show.
Yeah, I'm surprised you actually knew about it because not a lot of people know.
I do know about Forever Night. Yeah, that is a great one. So
yeah, I love it. I was late on the game on that show, but because when it was on like Tuesday night at 11 at night, and I was going to school.
Yeah. I was you talking about like watching a show like later on like for the first time. I remember that was like for me was like with Twin Peaks, and I started watching that in 2009 and got hooked on it, and I'm a Twin Peaks fan. So
that's the same with me and Doctor Who.
Oh yeah. I need to watch some Doctor Who. I have confessions to make. I've not seen the show, so
no, that's
okay.
You got tons. It's like the 60th anniversary special coming out, and our to a lot of us, David Tennant was our doctor.
Love David.
And, yeah. So I thought I always wanted to watch the show, but I don't remember it being shown up in Canada even as a kid. So our old Space Channel was playing his final episode.
Oh wow!
I'm not watching the final episode, so I watched one of his Doctor Who episodes on Apple. When you used to have to buy the episodes separately, and I bought the Christmas Invasion special, and I was like, I love this. It's goofy. It's and I mean, it's my favorite TV show of all time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out. I have to think about my favorite TV show of all time. It always goes back and forth between my favorites, but like Queer as Folk, I love that one.
Yeah. Which one, British or the American?
I love both of them, but I'm gonna say the American one for me. But I do love the UK one. It has my boy Charlie Hunnam in him, and I love Charlie.
From Sons of Anarchy, right?
Yeah. I love that.
Haven't watched that show either.
I haven't either. But I'm a Charlie Hunnam fan. I love him. So
I know the guy who created the British Queer as Folk. He became the executive producer of Doctor Who.
Really?
When he came back in 2005, and he's coming back to do it now.
Love it.
Russell T. Davis is his name.
Nice. So let's see. Jeffrey says we were when we were talking about Star Trek. Speaking of Star Trek, I've been getting those on 4K. They look great.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like I said, I bought the Blu-ray set Black Friday. I think had not only the original ones, but the Patrick Stewart ones all together for like
Oh
$30.
yeah, the next generation.
Yeah. So
So
I'm excited to dive more into those.
yeah.
Oracle, how are you? Says my first film that I saw was Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. My late father took me, my older brothers to see it. I was 5 years old at the time. Oh, awesome.
Or as
I
I
love
call it,
Part 8.
Jason Takes Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie though. That's like one of my favorites.
I'll
It
watch
is a
it
movie.
mostly because of Kane Hodder.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
just watch it because of
Did,
him.
did you watch his documentary To Hell and Back?
Oh my god, yes, and
I
I cried.
cried 5 times in that documentary.
It
Like,
wasn't the bullying part,
yeah.
because I mean, you've dealt with
Oh,
bullying,
yeah.
I've dealt with bullying. It was when he was talking about his accident and then
Mhm.
going into that woman's house and seeing the 3-year-old kid.
Oh,
That
I
did it
remember
to me,
that.
and I was like, "Oh my god." Because can you imagine being 3 years old, you're playing, and then you see this guy whose skin is melting off?
Oh,
And
I
I
know.
mean,
I'm thinking about it right now. I'm gonna.
yeah.
It
And I
gets
can tell
so
you that
sad.
man has got some balls,
He does.
because who would have thought years later he would have one of the best fire stunts in the Friday franchise?
I know.
So,
Oh, yeah, and he's such a super nice guy too. The moment that made me cry though too was when he was talking about Freddy versus Jason and how that
yes,
really
I'm
affected
so
him
glad you brought
not
it up.
getting that movie.
Yeah.
And like, if people probably have heard stories in the past like, oh, he didn't get it. But like when you watch that documentary and you realize how much he wanted it
Yeah.
and like what Jason Voorhees means to him and how
Mhm.
devastated it was, like it's so sad. Like I almost cried.
Yeah, and they pick a guy who is just a little bit taller than Robert Englund, and I was like, and he did good. I'm
He
not
did
gonna,
good. No, he did a good job,
but he
but
had big shoes to fill. So
yes. Yes, he did.
I didn't meet him, but my one of my former coworkers was dating a stuntman up here in Canada who actually was friends with Brad Loree, who played Michael,
Oh,
and knew Ken Kissinger, who played Jason. So he got
yeah.
me a couple of autographed pictures of Ken Kissinger as Jason.
Ken was good. Ken was a
Yeah.
good Jason. I really liked him, but yeah, no,
Even he said, and he was in Part 8
he
actually.
was in Part 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
he was the guy Jason threw into the mirror.
yeah.
But
And then
I
there
like
was
Derek
this.
Mears. Derek
Oh, I love
Mears.
Derek Mears so
Oh,
much
he
as
was.
Jason Voorhees.
He
I
did
really
remind
love.
me of the late great Ted White
Yes,
in
he
a way, like
does.
the anger
Yes, he
in it.
does. Yeah.
Like
Oh,
if they ever do another Friday, ask either C.J. Graham, Kane Hodder, or Derek Mears to come back as the character.
I 100% agree. Any three of those. CJ Graham, another guy I just love and
Hmm.
handsome fella when I met him
Yeah.
in person. I was like, whew. So let's see. So we'll go through these. By the way, guys, thank you for chatting with us and
Thank
watching
you, guys.
this. Jeffrey says with Event Horizon, who was the actress that was in Breakdown with Kurt Russell?
Oh
I
God,
love Breakdown, by the way.
Kathleen something.
Kathleen Quinn, I think.
Kathleen. Sorry.
Quinn. Quinn? I think it's
Yes.
Kathleen Quinn.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Breakdown's a great Kurt Russell movie. I
I
love
love
that.
Kurt Russell.
I do too. Happy belated birthday to
Yeah.
Kurt Russell. I love
I
him.
think my favorite movie he did, it's still to this day, Big Trouble in Little China.
I love Big Trouble in Little China. That's
I
one of my
was
favorites.
rocking a mullet like him when I was 6.
Oh my gosh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
When I go to a convention next time, I want to cosplay um
Jack Burton or
Or Snake,
yeah,
or even the Thing, his character in the Thing.
McCready.
Yeah. So yeah, I love Kurt Russell.
I
Kurt
hope him
Russell.
and Carpenter do another movie.
That's what I want too. Like that is
I
what
think we
I
all
want.
want that.
Like I want Carpenter just in general to do another movie, but I would love a Carpenter Kurt Russell movie again. They
Yeah.
need to do it. They
Mhm.
need to do it.
Just
So
do one more, even if it's a freaking sequel to Escape from LA.
I
Do it.
know. Do something. Yes. We need something with them.
So I think personally, I'd like to see a sequel to Big Trouble in Little China.
I would too. I want to see that. Do you remember like a while back they said they were going to remake it and I was like, don't remake it.
I
Like,
think they were talking about it, and then it just kind of
went
There's
away.
been a lot of remakes where they say they're gonna do it and then nothing comes through. Like, are they still making The Crow?
Yes, they're
They
still
are?
making it. I don't know if they're finished with it though, but they're still making it.
Because
So
I think if I'm right, that's a s is it, Luke Evans or Bill Skarsgård?
Bill Skarsgård.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think he would be good, even though
he
I
would
kinda
be
wanted
good.
Luke Evans to do the part. But it seems like they try to remake that so much, including with Jason Momoa's name was attached to it
He was
for quite
attached
a
to
while.
it. Luke Evans. Luke Evans. Oh, I love Luke Evans.
Yep.
I love a
Dracula
lot of people.
Untold.
You're gonna hear me say that a lot, but I
Oh,
really
me
love
too.
Luke Evans. I love Luke Evans.
Yeah. Dracula
Yeah.
Untold. I don't care what
Oh,
anybody says.
I,
I
I
like
think
it.
it's great.
Yeah.
Great movie. The Girl on the Train, a great thriller with him. So
I do own that. I've read the book. I haven't watched the movie yet.
movie's good. Christina says, because of that documentary, you're famous.
Yep.
I'm like,
He is.
spot my head. I think I mentioned it like a couple times. Like when I saw it, I recognized the back of my head. I said, "That's me."
Yep. He's like, that's you.
That's me right there. Let's see. Charlie says Jeffrey
Yes.
Combs is a horror movie legend. I agree.
Not only horror, but sci-fi.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
I know you're starting to watch Star Trek. He's been
Hmm.
in Star Trek. Not any of the movies, but he
Ooh,
was in Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise.
nice,
And
nice.
his the character in Enterprise, which was named Shran, he played an Andorian who is all blue and he's got antennas. That's my favorite character he's done.
I love it. Yes, Jeffrey Combs fan. We're all fans of him. I
Oh
love
yeah.
him.
Well, too bad I took him out, but I have earrings from Etsy that are of the Reanimator poster.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet,
So
sweet. Charlie says, by the way, thank you all for the comments. We're gonna go through them. But Charlie says, 1, 2, 3, and 2022 are the only ones worth watching, in my opinion.
I would
They're
say
the
if
best.
you don't want to watch the entire series, yes, stick to those four. But if you want to watch the series, just
I
go
had, a,
for it, dude.
I had a fun time rewatching them. I definitely think there are some bad ones, but
Hold
Deader.
on a minute. Yeah, Dad. Okay, I'm on live stream, so goodbye. Sorry, my
You're
dad.
fun.
Yeah.
Deader's a great movie though in the Hellraiser
Thank you.
franchise.
I like Deader too. I think it's also
Deader is a great movie.
um because I'm gonna say it. I had a crush on that actress for the longest
I
time.
did, I love her. I love
Yeah.
her. Kira something.
Yeah,
Kira something. Yeah.
Weir or something.
Yeah.
I always get
I love
her and
her.
the chick from what is it called? Starship Troopers, not Denise
Mm,
Richards, but the other
the other one, yeah.
Dina Meyer.
Yes, Dina.
I
I
always
get
get
those
them
too. Yeah.
mixed up because they do look similar.
They do look. I used to do
So,
the same thing with them,
yeah.
but no, I love Deader. That's a great one. Deader.
Mhm.
If you've not seen any of the later ones, go watch Deader.
Yeah. That one's
Those are-
part 7.
That's part 7. Yes, part
Yeah.
7. Deader's good. Deader is a good one. And if you only want to watch Henry Cavill in a Hellraiser movie, yeah, there's Hellworld. But
Yeah, I could not believe that. I was like, "Oh my god."
and bless his heart, I love him, but his American accent kept going in and out.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, dude, what's going on here?"
I know. It kept going in and out. Like there was a couple times it sounded really good, and then times it did not. And I was like, it's jumping in and out.
I'm still mad at DC for kind of
I am
screwing him
too.
over.
I am too.
But I was one of the naysayers on him as Superman because to me, it should be an American.
Yeah.
So, and like Christopher Reeve is my Superman. That's it.
Oh yes.
He
I
was the
love
one I grew up on and all that. But Henry Cavill surprised the absolute hell out of me. I
it
think
makes
it's
me
also because we didn't like we did with Superman Returns. We needed
Brent.
homages. We needed everything like that. But with
I
Man of Steel, we didn't.
we
So.
did not know. I love Man of Steel though. That is fantastic.
And
Um
speaking of my dad, I showed him that for the first time on
oh
New
yeah?
Year's Eve because he's watched both versions of Justice League.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, Dad, you've never watched Man of Steel. You gotta watch that one."
Mm-hmm.
And he did, and he quite enjoyed it. So, and then he
Nice.
showed me Extraction, the Chris
Oh,
Hemsworth movie.
What? Oh
Uh,
yes, yes. That is a great one. That is a
yeah,
great movie.
yeah,
That
because I like seeing all the Marvel guys outside of the Marvel because a lot of us
I do
only
too.
know them. Like I knew who Robert Downey Jr. is. I mean, I watched him when I was
Yeah.
12, but everybody else I kind of know. Like I'm sorry, I still love Chris Evans for the Fantastic Four.
I do too. I love those movies. They're
Yeah.
fun
Me
films.
too. I don't like the new one, but I'm happy almost everybody from that movie has catapulted to
Yeah.
something a lot bigger, like Michael B. Jordan and
Oh yeah.
what's his name? Miles Teller?
Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And I love Kate Mara is her name. I love Kate Mara.
Any relation to,
Rooney Mara.
yeah. Oh,
Yep.
sweet.
They're related. They're your sisters.
Oh, they are sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie
I agree,
says,
she shouldn't have done the Nightmare movie.
I agree.
You
I
could
mean,
tell.
I love the Nightmare movie, but like I know that's mixed by people. But I went into the movie very hesitant. I didn't think I was gonna like it, and I walked out loving it. But like one of my biggest problems was Rooney
Yeah.
Mara in the movie.
It was kind of funny how they got somebody to play Freddy who had been in a comic book movie, but
Yeah.
I give him kudos, and I give them kudos for going into Freddy's background.
Hmm.
But, I told somebody, I go, "Yeah, it's funny how they got someone who did a comic book adaptation, and then the pain in the ass, because she was a pain in the ass in that
Yeah.
movie. It
No,
was
she
like,
was.
"Honey, are you gonna act or what?"
I
And then
know,
she goes on to do Girl with the Dragon
which I
Tattoo.
love.
Yes, I
I
love
love
that.
that
That was
movie.
my favorite movie of 2011.
Mine too. I think that was my favorite movie of that year too. I love that movie.
Yeah. And which is
Just,
which was surprising because you had the final Harry Potter movie, you had X-Men
mhm.
First Class, and I was before the movie came out, I was like, get the soundtrack," because I am a
Oh,
huge Nine Inch Nails fan,
yeah.
and I love Trent Reznor's score in that movie.
And I love the song in the trailer. Da, 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 da.
Immigrant Song.
Yes, I remember the trailer first watching it, and that
I
song
know,
came.
I was vibrating in my chair when I watched it online. I was like, "Oh my god, this."
Oh, I love it. That was a
I'm
great
my
theater
father's
watch.
kid. I love Led Zeppelin like my father, so but I do
Yes.
love that version of Immigrant Song. I took my friend Scott to see it, and I had
Oh,
to warn him about the, particular scene in the
mhm,
film,
mhm.
because, little personal, but that's okay. We had just discovered that a mutual friend of ours, her daughter had been molested. So
Oh,
he used to watch Law& and Order SVU all the time. He hasn't been able to watch it since, and that happened in 2011.
yeah.
So, I told him, "This is the scene, so if you wanna close your eyes, go for it, but you gotta watch the revenge bit." And he's like, "I don't wanna." I go, "Hun, you have to watch the revenge. She puts
Right.
up the guy."
She
And he
does.
did, and it was like, wow. So, sorry about the personal information there,
No,
but
you're okay.
I
You're
mean,
totally fine.
so
No, but
he
that's
even goes to me, he's like, "Don't ever show me the I Spit on Your Grave movies," and I go, "1, I'll never show you those, and 2,
no.
how the hell do you know about them?" Because
Uh,
he's not a horror fan.
that I'll tell you one thing about my and if people love them, that's awesome. But for me, I can't watch those movies anymore. Like I have a
Yeah,
hard time. I mean, obviously for the subject matter, but like I think my taste in some horror movies have changed, and that's one of
mhm,
those films. Like with the original Last House on the Left, where I really can't watch those as much
yeah.
anymore.
I own the remake. I've had that since 2009, I've never watched it.
The
Because, like,
remake
the
of Last House on the Left?
yeah, because I
That's a great
mean,
remake.
this
I mean, it's
I've
hard to watch,
seen
but
bits
it's a
and
great one.
pieces of it, and I love how he kills the main rapist in that film.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says, because whoever thought, spoilers if you haven't seen it, the microwave, whoever thought that would
Yeah,
be a great
right.
freaking weapon?
I agree. I agree with that.
But I
I
do have
agree.
2 copies of the original Last House on the Left, because I don't know if you've heard of this subscription service called Horror Pack?
Yes, I've heard of it. I haven't done that yet, but
I would say if you want, go for it. I had to stop
yeah.
because no, the customer service was great. The 2 guys behind this service were awesome.
Mhm.
It's just, like I said, I live in Canada, so I have to pay more.
Yeah.
I was paying more and I was getting 2, 3 doubles a shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and one of those was The Last House on the Left, and I bought the Arrow,
I have
edition.
that one. That's a
Yeah,
great edition of it.
and I have a weird thing, like, with him, Romero, and Toby Hooper, I haven't
Yeah.
gotten rid of my doubles.
No, I think I've gotten rid of doubles, but I will say this with Wes Craven, I think I have most of his movies. Like I'm a thing like Romero, Wes Craven. There's some directors where I have to own all their movies, even the
Mhm.
good, even the bad ones.
Yeah.
And Wes Craven's one of those where I have to own them all.
Oh, yeah.
Like I I don't think I've ever popped in the Arrow edition of Last House on the Left, but
Neither have
I have.
I found it on Amazon.ca about 5, 6 years ago, and it was listed at $7.
I know. That's
And
I think it's
I took a chance and I bought it. I thought maybe it was a mix-up. So
mhm.
when the package arrived and it was the Arrow video, I went on Facebook and Twitter. I said, "Anybody who wants the Arrow edition, blah 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 of whatever, it's $7.99 on Amazon.ca."
Yeah.
And a lot of people bought it, even if they had to pay the shipping,
Yeah.
because I don't know what the cost is for you guys for those kind of editions, but
Mhm.
it's you almost have to sell your testicles to buy them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they are like I wanted to buy Razorback,
Yeah.
because it just came out through the Scream Factory line,
Mhm.
and the one store we have up in here in Canada, Sunrise Records, 40.99, and I'm like, okay, one, this movie came out in '84.
Yes.
I shouldn't be paying like almost a 2-hour wage to buy this movie.
No. No, and they've gone up a little bit in price, but,
Yeah,
so
because your
they're
guys' Best Buys are kind of going downhill, aren't they?
they are, and I used to love Best Buy so much, but I'm kind of over them a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
ours too. We don't. They have like a very small
section of stuff.
section,
It
and
used
like
to be
I
really
remember
good.
Future Shop, and this is for us in Canada. We had Future Shop, we had A&B Sound, we had HMV. I miss those things so much.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. I miss having movie shops. Like that's the
yeah,
thing is I miss having places where you can go and look at physical media and purchase it and
yeah.
so I love it. But yeah, we'll go through these. Charlie says Jaws
I
2,
love Jaws
underrated
too.
sequel. I love Jaws 2 as well.
Yeah,
Um, Austin says, "What's your favorite Halloween movie?" Mine is Halloween 4. I think Danielle Harris is phenomenal in that.
yes, she is.
She is, and I love Halloween 4.
Me too.
What's your favorite one? I think everybody knows
Yeah,
mine.
it's the same. It's the
Yeah,
original.
the original
Because
Halloween.
that's the other remember earlier when I said there were only 4 horror films to scare the absolute
Yeah.
hell out of me? John Carpenter's Halloween was one of them. I saw that when I was,
Yeah.
like, 13 years old, and
It's
the music, which is brilliant,
mhm.
and that fear of getting stalked by the unknown scared the absolute hell out of me. I had insomnia for, like, months after that movie. I couldn't sleep.
I watched it last Friday, ironically 2 days before Miss Jamie Lee Curtis got her
Oh my
Oscar.
god, I screamed at
I
that
did
moment.
too. I
Yeah.
did too. I was so
Basically, the
happy.
4 we wanted to win, won.
One. Love
I
it.
think I was more proud of Brendan Fraser winning,
Yeah. Oh,
because
I love Brendan.
to me, that
I love
is the
him.
biggest one of the biggest comeback and the biggest "fuck you" to Hollywood. 'Cause
Exactly.
you I think some of you know what happened to him a
Yeah.
few years ago. So when he came back and was like, "Hey guys, I'm here to stay," and look what happened. He's got the SAG award, and
I'm so
I
happy.
can't remember if he won the Golden Globe. I think the guy who did Elvis won the Golden
Austin
Globe.
Butler did, and he's great as Elvis
Yeah.
too. I mean, he's
And
great.
then won all these awards and then wins the
Oh, it
who's
made
that?
me
And
so
he's a
happy.
Canadian boy, so that makes me even more proud.
I like you though. I'm very happy with all 4 of those major wins. Like it just put a smile on my face because I love Michelle Yeoh. Hopefully, I'm
Yes.
saying her name right, but I
Michelle Yeoh. Yeah.
love her. Our boy from the Goonies,
Yes,
and
I literally cried when he won.
I did too. And I watched his speech, and I was in tears.
Yeah.
I
And then when Harrison Ford came out for Best Picture, I was
oh,
like, "We know who wins."
I know, I
And then if
know.
you go on, either YouTube or TikTok, you find the moment leading up towards them hugging, and it is so
Yes,
adorable.
it is. And then
Yeah.
there's the picture with Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh
And I
my
loved
god."
it. I
Me too.
loved it. You talk about like Brendan Fraser, amazing comeback, but another amazing comeback for that actor. And
Mhm.
I really love him. And his speech made me cry. Jamie Lee
I
Curtis's speech made me cry too.
Yeah, especially, she didn't say horror, but when the minute she said genre fans, I went, "That's us." That's
I
us.
know. She,
Well, she doesn't love the genre. She said it, she doesn't love horror films, but she
but
loves making them.
yeah, she loves making
Adrienne
them. But
Barbeau is the same way, so
yeah, the one thing about Jamie Lee Curtis I'll say is I think because she did that Halloween convention, like she's always appreciated the fans, but after she did that Halloween convention and went to her first only convention, she has had a much more appreciation for them.
Yeah.
Because she sees how much
The
fans
fans
really
love
love her.
her.
Yeah.
And not just for the horror, like, I
No, but
love My
for
Girl.
My Girl, True Lies,
I
Freaky Friday, I love that one.
Yeah, if
Like
I was ever gonna be gay, it was gonna be because of Jamie Lee
Jamie
Curtis
Lee
in True
Curtis.
Lies.
Did you ever see Perfect with John Travolta and Jamie Lee
No,
Curtis?
I missed that.
Oh, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to find a copy and send it to you because
Yeah.
Perfect in 1985 with John Travolta,
Yeah.
they
I
are
know it's like an exercise type thing,
yeah.
isn't it, like
Jamie Lee
aerobics or
Curtis is
something?
a aerobic
Yeah.
instructor, and it's a
Yeah,
hoot.
interesting.
It is a hoot of a movie, but I
Yeah.
love it. So I love
And
her.
then there's that scene in True Lies where I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I've got feelings now."
Yeah. My favorite line though is when she's tied up with him and she says, "So have you ever killed anybody?" And he's like, "Yes, but
Yeah,
they
but
were
they've all
all
been bad.
bad." Oh,
That is such a
oh,
my dad's watching the show, the TV series right now.
is he liking it?
He's liking it, but I told and, like, the only person that it kinda came to it, well, obviously, is Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
But I was like, "No, dad, I'm sticking with the movie."
Yeah, that's a hard one. Hello, by the way. So we are going
Hello.
through the comments. Hello. But I'm just so happy Sarah's here because
Yeah.
Sarah's
Yeah,
I'm
because 'cause we've
just
been trying to do this for years,
for a
and
long time. I know.
American
So
Horror Story. I still
I
have
love
to
American
watch
Horror Story.
that.
Have you not watched any of it?
No, I own them.
Ah,
I gotta stop using the excuse, but anybody who's a movie fanatic knows how easy it is. Like,
to get caught up in like the ones that you love.
yeah,
Like
like I
go
said,
and
I'm
watch your
rewatching
comfort
the
movie.
Godzilla franchise,
Yeah.
or for the first time this year, and then probably a couple months down the road, I'll rewatch the whole series again. So,
Because of you, because I've seen your post watching the James Bond movies, I'm going to start watching them again from start to
oh
finish.
yay, yeah,
I love those. I love those
been watching
movies.
those since I was about 5.
I love them. I love
Yeah,
them.
I'm up to License to Kill. I did see the Ghoulies. I kind
I
of
love
was
Ghoulies.
disappointed. I
Ghoulies 2 is the best.
Yeah.
Ghoulies 2 is the best, though.
I think out of all kind of the, knockoffs for Gremlins, and maybe a lot of you guys will agree with me, Critters is the best.
Critters is awesome.
Oh,
I
I
do
love
love Critters.
Critters. My mom showed me
I
that when I was about 6 or 7,
yeah.
and she said that the scene you're gonna love is gonna come up. It's the 2 crates on the porch. "They've got weapons!" "So what?" Boom. I was killing myself laughing. That was so hysterical.
Oh my gosh.
I
I
get
love
my
it.
love of horror films from my mother. I get my love of James Bond and Star Trek
Same with
from my
my
dad.
mom. That's how I became a horror movie fan was my mom. She loves them, so.
What was the movie that made you just, even if you were watching scary movies at the point, what
Mhm.
was the one that just did it for you that made you fall in love with horror?
Um, it was Halloween.
It was
And I
Halloween?
know and the reason why it was Halloween, not only did Halloween make me fall in love with the horror movie genre, I would say that one and Scream. Because
Mhm,
Scream, I remember seeing, like, we rented that movie on VHS when it came out and
mhm.
watched it 3 times before we had to return it.
Oh,
So
wow.
Halloween and Scream were the 2 movies that really made me fall in love with horror movies.
Yeah,
Um, they've had such a big impact in my life, and I love
yeah.
them so much. How about you?
It was when I was 6, back in '87, and it was The Lost Boys and the Monster Squad.
Ooh, oh,
Yeah,
both fantastic.
yeah. Like, I had believe it or not, I saw Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 5,
I did
and it
too, but I was scared so bad with it that I didn't watch it until I was 16 again.
it did nothing. It
Oh,
did
it freaked me out.
absolutely nothing to me.
That one got me. That one got me. I remember sitting behind a sofa and my sister's friend brought it over and she's watching 1 and 2 back to back. And
Yeah,
I sat there the whole entire time because I was scared to move.
yeah.
So, like, those freaked me, those freaked me out.
I
But
don't
I
know
love them
why.
now.
Nightmare did nothing to me, Friday did nothing to me. The first horror film to scare the absolute hell out of me is my favorite horror film of all time, and that is Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah,
Love Psycho. That one made me fall in love with movies. Like that
yeah.
one,
I
that was
think
one of them.
Not only horror, but just the movies in
In
general.
general, I
Yeah.
know. I mean,
So I saw that summer of '93. I was
yeah.
still 12, but I had over this summer visiting family in Saskatchewan, we watched North by Northwest,
Mhm.
which I fell absolutely in love with. So my folks rented me a whole bunch of Hitchcock films, and Psycho was one of them, and I was like, "They're letting me watch a horror film?"
Yeah. Oh, love Psycho. I'll tell you another one that really made me fall in love with the genre is Witchboard. Did you ever
Yeah,
watch that?
I watched it for the first time over my horror marathon last year.
Yeah. I
I think
love it.
I always get them mixed up, Witchboard and Witch Trap.
Yes, I know, yeah.
You're not gonna like this. I did not like Witch Trap.
It's okay because
Yeah.
it's one of those movies that you have to have like that cheese. I mean, it is
Oh, I
one of
love
those
cheese. I
films.
just didn't
I
care
know you
for it.
love cheese, but what I was gonna say, it's one of those movies you're either gonna love or hate it, and I
Mm.
understand if people don't love it
I love
because it is
Linnea Quigley in it, but
yeah, it's a cheesy. I mean, it's like cheesy, like cheesy, and like you're either gonna love, like I said, love or hate it, and I totally understand if people don't like it because
yeah, I didn't mind Witchboard. I actually
I
liked it.
love
I
Witchboard.
think I watched it over the horror marathon, so I think that actress had passed away earlier
Night
last year,
King
right?
broke my heart. Like I met her, and I just oh, that made me sad because
Yeah.
I that movie scared me as a kid, and it still scares me now. Like that, there's a couple moments in that movie that really creep me out, and in general with Ouija boards, I just don't. Ugh,
Yeah, the only Ouija board I would actually buy in my house is the Stranger Things one.
yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
because I love Stranger Things because that takes me back to my '80s childhood.
Confessions. I still haven't seen 3 or 4, season 4 yet. I need
Yeah.
to watch
Oh,
those.
that's okay. I mean, yeah. Well, I was born 1980, so I grew up on all
Yeah.
that stuff. So it just takes me back. I love the fact that both this and The Last of Us. Have you watched that?
No, not yet. I need to
Oh,
watch it.
hun, you're missing out. It is a fabulous, fabulous show.
I'm
And
gonna
for
have to
someone
watch
who's
that.
never played the video game, I can't play the games because of my eyes, because my eye was damaged in the car accident.
Yeah.
Um, for someone who's just loves horror films, and yes, I love Pedro Pascal. I think we can all
I love
agree.
him too. Oh, I love him.
He is fabulous. Him and Bella Ramsey. Oh, it's
Yeah.
awesome. But they had songs in them from the '80s that just shot up the charts.
And I love well, it's like running up that hill from
Yes,
Kate
running
Bush.
up that hill.
I love that song when I saw Pose from FX. I love Pose. That is one of my favorite shows. And I just remember watching the first episode and they played Running Up That Hill. And I was like, what is this song? And
Yeah,
like constant replay. And I'm so happy more people are loving it because of
yeah,
Stranger Things, though.
yeah.
Like it
Well,
makes
I
me
mean, when you have a song that first came out in 1985 and it shoots right back up to almost number one on the chart.
amazing. Oh,
And for
amazing.
Last of Us, it's a song called Never. Oh God, I'm blanking on it, but it's by Depeche Mode.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Never Bring Me Down or Never.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And the minute I never heard the song before, but the minute I heard the beats, I was like, "That's Depeche Mode,"
Mm,
and it was the same as that shot up the charts. So I
it's
was like, "Okay,
amazing.
give me another." Hopefully, Stranger Things would season 5, which
Do
unfortunately
something.
is the final season.
And they say it's the final one.
Yeah.
I need
Well,
to
I
get
mean, how
caught up.
far can you go? Because almost half of these kids are in their almost 20. So
I know. It's so crazy to think that too.
when you think of back in 2016 when they're all 11, 12,
I
and it's like,
know.
God.
Where'd the years go though? Because I
Yeah,
look about
where the years go?
Jeffrey said well, I'm sorry, Nathan says Supernatural is my favorite TV show. I've only seen season 1. I need to
I've seen up to season 10,
okay. So I
but
need to
it was
watch
filmed
that
up my way, like around where I live.
one. Nice. No, I need
Like
to watch that one.
Supernatural, X Files.
Bates
Um,
Motel.
yeah, I got to drive by that
Oh.
motel all
I
the
remember
time.
you saying that too, like along like when yeah. I
And they
remember
tore it down when the show ended, and I was like, "Guys, you had a freaking
I
tourist attraction
know.
right there."
And you could have kept it up. I
Yeah.
know.
And even
Um,
when the show was on, like, the season hiatus, they would
yeah.
board up the house, and
Yeah.
they would put a silhouette of Alfred Hitchcock on the
Oh,
board. Yeah. I do
oh,
have a video, it's a very old video, it's only, like, 17 seconds, when my dad took me, I took a video of the motel and the house, and they had the Bates Motel sign.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, because if anybody's wondering, I live in a place called Langley, British Columbia, and you guys have probably noticed with Supernatural and X-Files, for some reason, the Lower Mainland, Vancouver, all that, we can look like anywhere in the U.S.
Yeah.
except for Manhattan or LA. I mean, I love Rumble in the Bronx, but I mean, no, there's no freaking way this is New York.
Jeffrey says, Justin, have you seen the new Wednesday Addams show? Not yet, but I've heard it's
Neither
good.
have I, but I want to.
I do too. Jeffrey also says an underrated Robert Downey Jr. movie, Heart and Souls.
You know
I've
who's
seen
in
that
that
one.
too?
I haven't seen that one, but Jeffrey's seen it. So
I've seen it too, and the late Tom Sizemore is in that.
oh, rest in peace, Tom.
Yeah, I was so sad about that. Like, I know he had his issues, but I mean,
it's still very sad.
I told my dad he passed away, and the first thing my dad said was it the drugs, and I go, luckily no, but it was a brain aneurysm, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh my god,
sad. I'll have to check that one out though.
Another great movie Tom Sizemore did, one that's horror, The Relic.
Oh, that is a great movie.
And Strange Days.
I have not seen Strange Days.
Oh god, put that on your watch list, dude.
I will. I haven't seen that one.
It's with Ralph Fiennes and Angela Bassett. And Juliette Lewis. It is fantastic. It's directed by Catherine Bigelow.
Oh, I love Catherine Bigelow. Oh yeah, I'll have to watch that.
I still have to watch Near Dark.
You've never seen Near Dark?
No.
Oh, put that on your October list this year. Oh,
yeah, I should, because I love Lance Hendrickson, and I love and I miss Bill Paxton. I love and I miss Bill. Him and Rutger Hauer are the two I miss the most.
Yes, you know, when I watch Bill Paxton movies now today, like I sometimes forget that he passed away. So when I watch the movies, I'm like, oh, you know, I want to see another Bill Paxton movie, and then I think about it, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, because
so sad.
I think we have the channel too, AMC. I think
oh yeah, we have it too. Yeah,
they were playing Twister and Tombstone so much, but every time Twister would come on, I would watch it, and when I would see Bill Paxton, I go, "Oh God, I miss him so much."
I miss him so much
because I think for a lot of us who grew up in the '80s and '90s, he was in.
He was it.
Kind of like John Hurt. He was in every movie you know.
Yeah,
yeah. He was in Doctor Who. He played a doctor.
Really? Yeah. Oh, nice. So, nice.
And one thing I loved about him is like every decade, people would discover like Alien or even Spaceballs, that little cameo he did. But then the Harry Potter films, and then when he became a doctor on Doctor Who, it was like this new bunch of fans, and it was so cool. I miss that guy so much.
I do too. Sean says if they reboot Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm breaking.
So that's come up a couple of times.
Yeah, and he's been open to it too.
Yeah,
he's been open. Rudy, hello. By the way,
hi Rudy, how you doing?
Hi, Rudy. So,
yay!
We love Rudy
because Rudy likes and comments a lot on my Instagram pictures.
Rudy's awesome.
Yeah.
Nathan says 2018 is my favorite Halloween movie. Not my favorite, but you know what?
Not my favorite, but it's in my top 5.
It's a good movie. It is a good movie.
I know a lot of people, and I think you and Nick did too, kind of.
I rank it a little low, but
the homages like to 2 and 3, and for me, the geek that I am, I was loving that. But I love the fact they didn't do the sister thing.
Yeah.
So I loved it where they said, no, it's just a random guy who's talking to you. That's, to me, that's better.
I more have to say, like, I love the brother-sister thing, but I will say this, Halloween 2018, I've liked it more and more since I first saw it. And it is one of those films that, like, when I want to watch a Halloween movie, every once in a while I'm like, I'll watch that one quite often. I don't know what it is, but like if I'm in a random mood for a Halloween movie.
One of my favorite pieces of Halloween music is from that movie.
Mine too. Are you talking about the Alice chase scene?
When the friend gets the
Oh
and
yeah.
that weird music, and then he comes around the
Yeah.
corner, it goes boom, and then
Yes, that's it.
all the
That's
safe
it.
choices. I love that.
I love that. I gotta send
I
you
literally every time it comes up on my phone because it's on my Spotify, I just because it's
they
one of my favorite pieces of music John Carpenter has ever done.
they did a remix of it. I'm gonna have to send it to you, and I
Oh,
listen to it
sweet.
constantly. I'm gonna send
Yeah,
that to you.
yeah.
Um, Christine says the original is my favorite, and I was only 6 when I saw it. Are you talking about Halloween? Because I saw Halloween at a young age too, and I just love it. So
I was 13,
I
and that was
was
the other one that scared the hell out of me.
I was 10 maybe when I saw it. I saw that one and Halloween 2 back to back on USA.
Yeah. You know
Movie
what's so funny?
John. You what?
You know what's so funny? Like, I
What?
love Nick Castle as Michael Myers, but Dick Warlock scared the absolute hell out of
He
me.
scared me too. Dick
Yeah,
Warlock. It's
yeah.
one
So
of
I
the
think Dick
scariest
Warlock
on
is
the
my
planet.
favorite.
He is my favorite. Yes, he's my favorite. You know,
It was that walk,
the
the
walk
slow
is
walk he
scary.
did. Oh my god.
And and rest in peace, Deborah Hill. I love her, but she said one of her biggest complaints was his walk in Halloween 2, and
But
his
yet she
walk
never
is
said anything
terrifying.
to him.
You what?
She never said anything to him.
I know.
Like, "Can you not do the slow walk?" And I was like, "Well, hun, you are the producer, and
Yeah.
come on, say something."
But that's iconic though. What's up,
Yeah.
Movie John? Movie John is a longtime friend too. So how are you,
Hello.
buddy? Hopefully if you're still in here, hello. If not,
Yeah, especially since Justin and I have been
we've
going,
been
like,
talking back and
back and
forth.
forth,
But
so
we're going through these comments. But Movie John, what's up, buddy? Met him at my second ever convention, which was Scarefest.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you guys are so lucky. You get better conventions than us. We only have the Fan Expo, and a lot
mhm.
of the times it's not somebody who I really wanna meet.
Yeah.
The Fan Expo that just happened in Vancouver, we had Sean Astin.
Oh,
Sean
I
Astin,
met him. I love Sean Astin.
Peter Weller,
Ooh, nice.
and a couple, we had Carl Weathers from because
Oh,
he's in The
oh,
Mandalorian at the
yeah,
moment, and some of the cast from the new Star Trek show, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. But of course, that's the time when I was off work because of my wrist injury I had, and I
yeah,
was like, "Oh, I can't go."
yeah.
Because you guys in the States have all these different horror conventions,
We
and the only one
do.
I
We
know
do.
of is the one in Calgary.
Hmm. I've been to Scarefest, Horror Hound, um, Days of
What's
the Dead,
Isn't there a monster one too? Like,
Monster Mania. I don't
not
think
monster, but,
Monster Party.
yeah,
Monster Party. I haven't been to
maybe
that
that
one yet.
one.
I haven't been to that one yet.
I
But
think
yeah,
it would really have to be like, yeah, I would love to meet Sean Astin because The Goonies is one of the
oh,
greatest movies of my
he's
childhood. But if it's somebody like Jeffrey Combs or Kane Hodder or, off the top of my head, I know it will never be, but Jamie Lee Curtis, like, I'm just throwing her name out there.
oh, she's yeah. I love her.
Or somebody like that, somebody who I have loved my entire life that I would spend the
Agreed.
money. I think the big one for me, believe it or not, over Jeffrey would be Kane.
Oh, Kane's awesome.
I would love to meet Kane Hodder.
Kane's awesome.
So,
Yeah, I met him a couple times. Such a nice guy.
yeah.
Sean says Halloween 4 is my favorite, but being objective, Halloween 1978 is the best.
Yeah.
Halloween 4 rocks, though. I love
Oh, yeah,
Halloween.
Halloween 4 is awesome.
I love Halloween 4. K Dog, what's going on? He says Dentist 2 tonight. He's watching The Dentist too. I just bought that Vestron release. I need to rewatch
I
those.
kinda wanna I've never seen the second one, I've seen the first one, but I wanna buy that set.
It's a pretty awesome set.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome.
I've only
And
got a
then
few Vestrons anyway.
you what?
I've only got a few Vestrons, like, of course, Beyond Reanimator,
And
The
yeah.
Unholy, and
Well,
Candyman: Day of the Dead.
I have a good little stack of them. I haven't bought all of them, but I have a good stack of them, and that's a great company. I'm hoping Fright Night Part 2 is going to be on that list where
Oh
they
my god.
release
Oh,
that.
I gotta show you this if I can find it.
Please do. Ooh, I know. I've seen that one
Yeah.
online.
I found that, I think it was on Amazon.ca for $35, and I was like, "I don't care because it's region free."
Yeah,
I do have a region free Blu-ray player, so
I do too. Fright Night Part 2 rocks. I want
well, it
that.
was you and Jamie, not the
Jamie
Jamie who's
Star.
in the chat.
Yeah. Jamie,
Yes,
yeah. I still talk to her from time to time.
oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know it was also from the fact like I heard all these people talk about it in the 90s,
Hmm.
and then I was like, well, I had the bad experience with Hellraiser. I don't want to have the bad experience with Fright Night. But it
Yeah.
was before I saw the remake, I was like, I
Uh-huh.
better get on my ass and watch the OG Fright Night.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have 2 copies of it on Blu-ray.
I have. I love that movie. That's my favorite. Let's see if I can turn this over. I'll show you.
Yeah,
Uh,
you have the big poster. I have the small poster. I have 11 by 17 poster just above my bed.
and it's signed though by
Oh
the
yeah, I
four main
remember that.
cast members. The four main cast members. Ugh,
Uh,
I love it.
I
There's
wonder,
my Scream and Blair Witch kind of shrine that I have going on
are
there.
those the VHSs I'm seeing?
They are. They
Oh,
are. So you
awesome.
got the Scream ones there, and then you got the Blair Witch. And the
Yeah.
Blair Witch, I have 2 copies of the original. One is sealed, and the other one I got from a friend recently. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, big
If I
fan.
ever find a bloody VHS for Reanimator, I don't care. I'm buying it.
I'll
Even
keep a
if I don't
lookout
have
if
a
I find
player, I'm
one.
like, I will find it.
I will keep a lookout. If I find one, I'm sending it to you.
Mm.
And then Jamie says, I got my Scarefest tickets already. I'm gonna get mine. I try to go to that one every year. So every year. But I want to talk about because I want to know some of your favorite like theatrical experiences growing up,
Yeah.
and you can just talk about them. And
Okay. I think sorry, my best one and to me the most memorable was GoldenEye.
ooh, yeah.
Because I was 15 when that movie came out. It was the first James Bond movie I ever saw in the theater after
Hmm.
being a fan for 10 years. So
Oh,
that was one. I went 3 times opening weekend to see that.
love it.
And
That's a great, great movie.
7 times in the theater. When you could
Oh,
afford to go see a movie 7 times.
7 times. Yeah.
Um and another one and the one that beat it is Star Trek First Contact.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
How many
that's
times you?
I saw that 8 times in the theater.
Oh, nice.
That's in your collection. That is
Yeah.
the second Next Generation movie and the best. And
I'm
it's
excited. I'm. Oh,
they did the same thing with Star Trek 2. I know we'll go back to the theater thing in a minute,
yeah, you're
but
fine.
Star Trek 2 is a sequel to one of the old series episodes called Space Seed.
Okay.
And with First Contact, the best season finale is called Best of Both Worlds
Mm-hmm.
for Next Generation. That's the one where the Borg kidnap Captain Picard and turn him into a Borg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And back when we didn't have the internet, didn't have spoilers or anything, you ask anybody who's not even a Star Trek fan, they'll say the best series finale is that
Oh,
episode. Best of
wow.
Both Worlds. And then Best of Both Worlds 2, the Enterprise crew get him back and then change him back into Captain Picard. But the new Picard show has dealt with the fact that he still has some Borg
Wow.
issues, but it's basically a kind of cross between Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 4
Oh,
because you have
nice.
to go back into the past. So that's one. Casino Royale,
Oh, I love
Daniel
that
Craig's first
movie.
Bond movie.
Still amazing. Still an amazing movie.
Yeah, I went with my best friend Scott to see that because we're both Bond fans.
Hmm.
Um, and also one that's very high up there, 2007's Transformers.
I love, love, love that movie. I'm
Because
a Transformers fan. I do
me
love the
too.
movies.
I grew up on the cartoon. I grew up playing with the toys. I am one of the many children of the 80s who had an emotional breakdown when they killed Optimus Prime in the 86 movie.
Hmm.
I never saw the full movie until I was 26.
Wow.
I don't think a lot of kids did because the minute Optimus died in that movie,
Yeah.
everybody had to leave because
Yeah.
all of these kids were crying. So it was a full house, and I think about 99% of them are Transformers fans. So that shot of the Autobots coming to Earth and
Yeah.
that beautiful score. And when you see Optimus pull up to Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox and start Transformer, I broke down crying because I
Oh,
was like, and then hearing him, it's Peter Cullen, and I was like, the
I,
place went quiet when he talked, and then when he said, "My name is Optimus Prime," you couldn't hear the dialogue for the next 5 minutes.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
That's
me
so
too.
good. I
I'm
love it.
looking forward to the new one. I think
Me
because
too. The trailer
Peter
looks
Cullen.
great.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what's another one. Um, and we're going back to Star Trek to the 2009 reboot.
That is a great one too.
Yeah,
That is,
because like we've stated here, I've been a Trekkie my whole life.
yeah.
Well, again, my friend and I, Scott, went to see it, and the minute the Paramount symbol came on, I was going, "Please don't suck. Please don't suck,"
Yeah.
because I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible franchise, but I
Mhm.
wasn't the biggest fan of Part 3, which was
I've only
directed by
seen it
J.J.
once. I need to
Abrams.
watch it again.
Yeah, it was directed by J.J. Abrams, so I was like, I'm worried.
Yeah.
But my worry fell away within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And if I ever met Chris Hemsworth, I'd have him sign my Star Trek Blu-ray
Yeah.
because he's Captain Kirk's
Captain
dad.
Kirk. Yeah. Oh, Captain.
And people forget he was in that.
I know, and every time I watch it too, it's like he only has a short screen time, but he's great in it. Like
Yeah.
he is great in the movie.
And I think my two favorite moments in that film are when we see the Enterprise in
Mhm.
space. Cried because the last time I saw that ship on the big screen
Yeah.
was Star Trek 6 in 1991.
Oh,
And then when Leonard Nimoy came on screen. Yeah.
yes.
So, and Star Trek Beyond was a hard movie to watch because you were dealing with his passing and yet Anton Yelchin's passing. So it was such
Oh,
an emotional movie to watch Beyond in the theater.
yeah. I mean, it's a great movie. I love Beyond, but I love that new Star Trek universe that
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah, I hate it when they call them purists, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I've been watching Trek my whole life. If you're gonna
Yeah.
have certain things in it, I'm not gonna get anal on you on it,
Right.
please. So
Right.
and I think the last one I'll talk about, and it's kind of obvious, is Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Love
not a
Godzilla
full
King of the
house,
Monsters.
not a full house, but all the homages
Mhm.
and that I would have picked the 2014 movie.
I love that one
Um,
too.
yeah, because I saw that in IMAX 3D. It was just after my car accident, and I was like,
Mm.
a fractured skull, concussion, cracked ocular socket, bad vision, screwed up knee are not stopping me from seeing my greatest childhood hero on IMAX 3D. So when he showed up in the 2014 movie, I
Ah,
literally started crying. I'm such
it
an
was
emotional person when it comes to this stuff.
it
But
that but that's such a great movie there too. I love King of the Monsters as well.
and
Like,
here's something I'll bring up because even Nick was bringing up about the fact that they dealt more with the people in the 2014 movie.
yeah,
If you go back and watch this one, the original 54, it's the exact same thing. So,
that's awesome.
but
Tony
hearing,
says,
yep. What did Tony say?
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but he said I love the Star Trek reboot
Yes,
too. I wish we'd get more. I want more of them too.
me too. It's been in development hell.
I know, and
Like,
and they were all very successful movies. Like I'm like,
yeah.
come on, like bring these.
Even Into Darkness, I loved.
I did too. Sorry, I was a little
Even
loud.
though it's a blatant remake reboot of Star Trek 2.
But
My
I
biggest
love
thing
it
is as
though.
long as Benedict Cumberbatch didn't imitate Ricardo Montalban and say the famous line, I was fine.
Yeah, and he did such a great job, Benedict, in that
Yes.
movie.
So,
But I love Into Darkness. I
yeah.
love that. I love that movie. That
Me
is a
too.
good one. I'll tell you. So my favorite theater experiences. My first theater experience was Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh yes, I love Muppets
I
Christmas
was a
Carol.
baby. My dad tells me he told me one year he's like that was your first movie theater experience was seeing
Yeah.
that. Um, talking about a movie that I've seen 7 times was seeing Interstellar 7 times in theaters.
I have never seen that. There
Oh,
is a reason.
okay,
I
tell me.
am I love Christopher Nolan. I am not the biggest fan of Matthew McConaughey.
So I'm about 50-50 with Matthew McConaughey, but let me tell you, he should have been nominated for an Oscar
Yeah.
because his performance in that movie is fantastic.
Mhm.
And he will make you cry in that movie. There's a
That's
good
what I've
moment.
heard. It's
But
just something about him that just rubs me the wrong
well,
way. I don't know why.
watch that one though.
Yeah.
And I think you'll love it. I really do. I saw it 7 times in theaters with Doug. Good old Doug. We love you,
Yeah,
Doug.
my buddy Doug, I miss him.
Um but we saw it 7 times in theaters, and still today when I watch the movie, I see something new each time I watch it,
Yeah.
and it never gets old for me. That is a movie that I could put on anytime, and I never get tired of it. And it
Yeah.
goes by quick. It's almost 3 hours long, and it
Oh,
just goes
wow.
by quick.
Yeah. I
But
think
it
my
goes by quick.
favorite Christopher Nolan movie is Inception.
Oh, I love Inception as well. That's
I was so mad at myself that I missed that in the theater.
I didn't see that in theaters either. I remember it came out the same weekend as Toy Story 3, and I think I saw Toy Story 3 in theaters.
Ah. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that and Tron Legacy I regret not seeing in the theater.
I became a Tron fan later on, and I'm like, I want them to re-release them in theaters because I would go
Yes,
see them in
I would
theaters.
go see it too. I didn't get to see the original Tron in the theater. Everybody's like, "Well, you were a baby," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, I also saw E.T. in the theater in
Yeah.
'82." So, but
Well, my
Tron
favorite
is my favorite. I think one of my favorite Jeff Bridges movies. But Starman is my favorite that he did.
Starman's amazing. King Kong. I love King Kong 1976.
Me too. I love
I
that
love
movie.
that movie so much.
Yeah.
I love
Well, I
Jeff
think the Peter
Bridges.
Jackson one is my favorite.
I do love the Peter Jackson one.
And
That is
it's
a
so
great one.
silly because you know what the story is,
But it's
but
still
then it still makes you cry at the end. I think it
it
also had to do with
does.
Andy Serkis.
Yes, and I love Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Like, love
Well, it's the
that.
same as when our theaters weren't open yet, so we had to rent Godzilla versus Kong. And then halfway
Yeah.
through the movie, my mom goes, "Oh my god, what happens if one of them dies?" And I go, "Well, you're gonna have a 40-year-old blubbering baby to deal with."
Oh,
'Cause if
I
for me, if you kill Optimus Prime and Godzilla, I will have an emotional breakdown,
yeah.
and they've done that a couple of times, so
I cry I get teary in the 1976 one when,
yeah.
um, it's the Twin Towers he's on, but,
Yeah.
like, when Jessica Lange says, "Don't put me down, they're gonna kill you. Don't
Yeah.
do it."
You're like, "Dude, don't put," and that's what
I
we
know,
feel
and it's so
about
sad.
it.
Like, oh my
Under the
gosh.
you know who's under the suit?
Rick Baker?
Rick Baker.
Oh,
I know, I was, like, freaking out when they,
oh,
said it was Rick Baker under that. The animatronic they had, that was
yeah,
crap, that was
yeah.
terrible,
Yeah,
but,
but, that scene, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it because I'm just like,
I know, I was the same way. Even King Kong Lives made me cry. What are you talking
"Oh,
about?
yes, King Kong Lives," and I
It's
love Kong
stupid, but I
Skull.
love it, so
Yeah, I love King Kong Lives. I want that Blu-ray, but it's like $40.
they have
Umbrella
it on
released it.
Blu-ray?
Yeah, Umbrella released it, Umbrella
Oh
Entertainment.
my god, I didn't Umbrella, that's Australia, so
Yeah. Fingers crossed, Scream
yeah,
Factory did King Kong 1976. Hopefully they
yeah,
release it. But I
hopefully.
have it on DVD. I've been wanting to rewatch those again because I do love King Kong. I have a big I love King Kong.
Yeah,
So,
me too. Though
love King
Godzilla's
Kong.
my thing, Godzilla's my thing.
I love Godzilla too. Tony says Nolan films need to watch them multiple times for me to
Mhm.
understand most of them. I agree. Like, no,
Yeah.
I agree. But
The only one I can't rewatch is The Dark Knight.
oh, really?
Well, I have a weird reason. I think
Oh, you're
we've all
fine.
no, I think we've all dealt with it because I've dealt with it a couple of times. Is when 2008, yeah, 2008. My favorite movie was Wally, and
Oh,
people shit on me for not picking The Dark Knight. They shit
yeah.
on me so much
Wally's
that
a great one, though. That is.
I literally told them after 2 weeks of being hassled, I said, "Oh well, thanks guys, you've made me dislike the movie."
No, I understand.
Yeah.
People can be. I mean,
And it
films.
happened in 2018 when I picked Black Panther over Avengers Infinity War.
Really?
And I was pissed because half of the people who and I'm gonna say it, I'm not racist, but when I have a bunch of black people telling me, "No, your favorite movie should be this," and I'm like, "I'm choosing Black Panther, people. Get your head out of your ass."
Yeah.
And this was on a group I'm a part of on Facebook that I am an administrator of.
Uh-huh.
So I gave the warning that the next person who disses me or anybody else, you're getting banned from the group. And
Yeah.
somebody thought I was full of shit. He's been banned from the group for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
love
one thing. Like that's why in 2019 I didn't bother saying what my favorite movie was. It was Godzilla King of the Monsters.
I love that movie.
Because I
And
go by how I feel watching a movie, not
and
by
that's
what
what
anybody else is.
that's what you need to do, and that's what everybody needs to do. Like, you
Yeah.
need to go about, how you feel about a movie, and everybody has their loves and likes for different movies. And I always say, if we all love the same thing, if we all had
It'd
the
be
same favorite
boring.
movie, yeah, it'd be boring.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
I'm
think
like,
we can all I don't know how many people would agree with this, but my favorite movie of last year was Top Gun: Maverick.
mine too.
Yeah. It was the
Mine
most
too.
fun I'd had in the theater since Godzilla: King of the Monsters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, love Top Gun.
Yeah.
And then my second favorite now is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. I'll check that movie out. I wasn't interested in it because the trailers didn't do anything for me, but with
It's
all the Oscar things, and I
it's
was like, "You know what? Get off your ass and watch this now."
it is one of those movies because I need to watch it again because there's things I need to like
Excuse me.
kind of catch again. But
Mhm.
when I finished it, Sarah, and you've had this with movies. Like you think about it for days. And you think about it because of how just emotional it was, how good it was, how much of an impact it had on you.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. That
And
was one of them.
Wally did that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Wally. I
So
love
I
Wally.
was the only adult without a child in the theater during that movie.
I love Disney movies still today. Like you, I will go see these movies. I saw DC Super Pets in theaters.
Yeah.
I love DC Super Pets. And the sad thing, my sad memory though with DC Super Pets was it was the last movie I saw in my theater I grew up with, and then they closed it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, the theater I grew up in has been gone since 2005.
Yeah. I
But
still go by though, like they still have the theater up. They still have everything inside it. So like when you're going by at night, it's lit
mhm.
up and you see like the arcade systems, you see everything. And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
I know, but I'm just like, I want this open so
Yeah.
bad.
Well, we I don't know if you guys have any. Let me anybody who's still with us, let me know in the comments if you guys still have drive-ins.
There's one about 45 minutes for me. The last drive-in movie I saw though was Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
I kid you not, 93. Crease, by the way, I forgot. Hello. If you're still in
Hello.
here, hello.
Okay,
We're just chatting.
Bomb on the avatar. He's got
Yeah, I
he's got
love
Tom
that.
Atkins.
Yeah, Tom Atkins, the man.
Well, it was called Hillcrest Drive-In, and I saw tons of movies. It shut
Mhm.
down in 2003,
Yeah,
and in 2008, it moved to 10 minutes down the road from my house and became Twilight Drive-In, and it's still there today.
yeah.
And they saved a
Uh,
lot of people during the pandemic because they stayed open all year and they
yeah,
played classic movies. That's how I got to go see Lost Boys, original Pet Cemetery, and the original Friday the 13th.
yeah,
And then not 2020 Halloween, but
yeah.
Halloween 2021. I told my parents, I go, I'm going to the drive-in because they're playing John Carpenter's Halloween and Halloween 2.
Oh.
So
Oh, I never saw Halloween 2 at like on a big screen before.
yeah,
That would
it was
be
great. It was great.
oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Tony says, Justin, you should buy the old theater. If I had the money, I would buy that. If I kid you not, if I had the money, maybe
Yeah.
one day, I
I
would
still
do it in a
remember half
heartbeat.
the theaters I went to around here.
You what?
Half of the theaters, because we had 2 theaters in my hometown and, 1 in the town just over and 1 in the city, 2 that way. We would always go to all these different theaters to go see movies, and
Yeah.
they're basically all gone now, which is so sad.
Well, so they closed the one near me. I and Sarah, like when I I still have a lot of my movie tickets. So like
Me too.
every time I open a case, I see a lot of those tickets from that theater, and I get emotional because I'm like, that theater's not around anymore, and
Yeah.
it's sad. It's like when they close. I mean, I worked at Family Video. When they
Yeah.
closed I was a wreck. Like I
No,
was a
me
wreck
too.
when they closed it down.
Yeah.
Because I worked there 6 years, and like I just remember like it being so alive, and like just
Mhm.
the experience was wonderful. And then I just remember the last week, like it was empty and quiet, and
You're like, "Ugh."
it was sad.
I'm
Like it was
still
sad.
surprised my one here in Langley is still open. It's been around
I'm
since
happy.
1990.
I'm so happy to hear that though. I think video stores. This is what I think. I think video stores are going to make a comeback at some
I
point.
think so too, especially with everybody buying VHS and laser discs. I mean,
They're going to
even
make it.
this place is selling those two. Like, you
Yeah.
can go and trade anything in this place: video games,
Yeah.
movies. And they
I think it's
finally got their act together and put um, horror Blu-rays in one section, horror DVDs in one section, and also rare finds.
mm,
So that's how I'm picky on the Criterion line because they are so expensive.
they are.
And I
I have a good decent selection, but no.
I have a few like they're none of them are artsy because
Yeah.
half that's one of the reasons I won't do it is because it's all art films. But I got a movie called Charade, which is an old '60s movie with
Hmm.
Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. Chronos
Hmm.
and Videodrome.
I love Videodrome.
Never
That's
seen. I wasn't even gonna buy it, but I thought, you know
mm,
what, bitch, it's $25 and it's like
Videodrome's
52.
great. It's a crazy movie, but it's great.
Yeah. And the funny thing is I'm kind of half and half on Cronenberg.
Me too. I'm
Yeah.
half and half on him too.
Yeah. I love Scanners though. I love Scanners.
See, I'm opposite. I don't really care. I need to
Oh, really?
I need to
Wow.
rewatch it though. I need to rewatch it. Like that is because that is a film though. There was things I liked about it, and I'm like, I need to go back and rewatch it.
The best thing about that movie?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Dead
My
Zone. Dead Zone.
Dead Zone. I have confessions. I have the Scream Factory release, but I still need to watch the movie. I've never seen it, so I need to watch that.
Oh, hun, Christopher Walken is
I
the
love
bomb
Christopher.
in that movie. But I think
Uh,
believe it or not, my favorite Cronenberg film is actually Eastern Promises.
I've not seen that one either. I need to watch
Oh, hun, I think he's done like 3 or 4 with Viggo
that.
Mortensen.
And I love Vigo. So
Yep, me too. And that's the best one. That's the one that got Viggo nominated for Best Actor.
oh, I'll have to watch that. My favorite Cronenberg movie is The Brood. That's my favorite one.
That's one I've got to see too. And I've also got to check out Rabid.
I tried watching Rabid, wasn't a big fan of that one. But I can, if people love it, I understand. But like,
Because I've got the Soska Sisters remake.
yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
And
that.
those I've got almost all their movies and I still haven't watched any. I think I have it because Canadian Pride.
Yeah.
Because they're from North Vancouver.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
I
while we're
haven't seen
talking Criterion collections, this is my favorite.
Godzilla. Yes. What is my favorite? My collection's over there. I don't. Hmm. I don't know what my favorite is. I gotta think about this.
Well, 'cause
um.
I have a bunch behind me, so I can't really reach, but I have some here. That's how I got to get the Reanimator. And
Yeah. There's mine are over there. I was like, well, I can walk out and get them, but no.
Mm,
I do love. No, I'm gonna say The Brood. Like it's
mm.
my favorite Cronenberg movie, and it's probably my favorite Criterion I own.
Cool.
I
Oh
love The
yeah, it is
Brood.
on Criterion. I got the Blob on Criterion, the old
It's a
Stephen
good
King.
movie. That's a
And I
good
still
one.
have my Twilight Time edition of the '88 movie, and I
Yeah.
still have the Scream Factory because it's another one. It's like, do I want to get rid of these? No, not really.
No, you want to like. There's some things, Sarah, I've gotten rid of that I kind of wish I have still had in
Mhm.
my collection, but because now I look at some of those movies and I'm like, oh, I just something nostalgic of them that
Yeah,
I.
and especially when you go online to try to buy them, and there's so much money.
I know, I know, I know.
Because it was the same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of the Cube movies.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one. It was years ago. I have the overseas Blu-ray.
Yeah,
So,
I like the second movie.
mhm,
And I had to get rid of that when I had a lot of financial problems
yeah,
back in the early 2000s,
yeah.
and I just rebought it.
Oh, nice.
It's mostly for the guy who played Nick Knight in Forever Knight.
Oh yeah.
He's in
Oh,
that,
he's
and
in
I'm
it.
like,
Cool.
oh, drool.
Cool,
I
cool.
had a crush on
Yes.
him since I was 21 years old, so and Canadian boy to boot.
Oh. Hmm.
So,
Well, I won't keep you too long, but
well, you can keep me as long as you want, dude, because I have my dad just went to the casino. I have nothing to do. I do have to do laundry, but I mean, it can wait. No, I want to sit here and chat with you. I mean, we've been
yeah.
trying to do this
But
for years. It's just whether you're up to staying around.
no, I could stay for a bit. No, but the one thing I do want to bring up, and it really means a lot to me,
Yeah.
because tomorrow's going to be 9 years since I came out.
Oh yeah, and I
I
made a video and I said if anybody disses him, I will find you. I will find
well,
you and beat the shit out of you.
I remember your video, and it put
Yeah.
a smile on my face, and I think about that quite a bit.
Oh, thank you.
And I have to say, you're one of my close friends here on
Yeah.
YouTube, and it's just been such a pleasure knowing you
Yeah. You too.
since 2009. So
I am I do get a little annoyed with the LGBTQ community a lot of the time about certain things, but I will defend you to the fucking death.
oh, I know
'Cause
you
I
will.
have my closest cousin Jessie. She was afraid to come out because she thought I was like one of these ew people, and I'm like, no. I mean,
You're like one of the biggest supporters. Like you're just
I'm all for it.
yeah, you
But
are.
like the I do disagree with the constant throwing it in my face all the time. Like that's kind of my only complaint. But I mean, my cousin Jesse, my mom's brother, who I
Mhm.
never knew until I was 19, was gay, and I'll protect him for the rest of my life. My best friend Nick, um, from high school, he came out to me, and it's another thing is like he got harassed at school, and I actually beat the shit out of someone for calling him. And I have to say the word even though I don't like it.
Mm,
Called him a faggot.
yeah,
And you know how it is back in the 90s, that word was just thrown around.
yeah,
Like I've had people say that to my face, to my friends, and I will slap them.
yeah,
And my slap will break you because
yeah,
I'm a tough son of a bitch.
yeah,
I will, because I've always been taught to protect myself and to protect my friends and family. So I will, like my best friend Scott, who I've mentioned a few times. He's 6'4".
yeah,
And he knows that if he needs somebody to beat somebody up, that I'm the 5'5" person to do it because I will. I'll take anybody on who
yeah.
harasses anybody. Don't matter, black, white, East Indian, all that. I will fight to the.
You will. You
That's
are.
just how I've always been since I was a little kid. So
I adore you and I love you, Sarah.
I
And
love you too, my friend.
it's oh 09. I just think about way back when, and it's like
With our crappy cameras or
I
whatever we're
know,
using.
dear. And by the way, Nathan, yes, we're gonna keep rolling and keep talking because I
Yeah,
haven't talked to
because
Sarah in forever.
I'm good with this. I'm usually sitting in this chair on my computer for hours at a
Yeah.
time. So
And Austin, thank you. 9 years tomorrow. Yeah, I
yeah.
can't believe been 9 years. So
And speaking of that, a lot of people for the longest time thought I was gay.
yeah,
I'm not. I think it's safe to say I'm not gonna say anything to my parents, even though I don't think they care. Um, I think pansexual is how I would be because I
yeah,
fall in love with both. I mean,
yeah,
I was always comfortable saying women are hot, but it was
yeah,
like, I gotta say it. Do I want to sleep with them? No, I don't.
yeah.
So, but I fall in love with both.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I have crushes on a lot of
I
women,
do
but
too. I mean, I'm gay, but I think there are some. I'm a Michelle Pfeiffer fan, like
oh
all the
god,
way,
yes.
and
Like what I said
I have
earlier
a crush
about
on
Jamie
her.
Lee
I love
Curtis. I
Michelle
mean,
Pfeiffer. You
yeah,
what?
like what I said earlier about Jamie Lee Curtis, that
Yeah,
dance she did. I mean,
I love
I
Michelle
know
Pfeiffer.
probably everybody was thinking, "Oh, is she gay?" Nope, sorry.
Yeah. I mean I loves me men's but
It was
like
humans.
I would if Michelle Pfeiffer said just let's hang out and watch Grease 2, I'd be like, yes, we're watching
So in
Grease
my case,
2.
it would be Batman Returns.
Well, I mean, I'd watch Batman Returns too, but we would be singing Cool Rider like all night
Yeah.
long though. Like I
As
would
long
be
as it's not the first Grease. I do not like that movie at all.
You don't like the first Grease?
I have a good reason. No, no, it's
Okay,
not
no,
a
no,
I
you're
don't think
fine.
it's a bad movie,
You're
but
fine.
I don't know how it was. You guys probably had the same thing, but for the last day, and like before summer or spring break or what have
Mhm.
you, we would always watch movies. And this one girl, she literally made every class watch the first Grease movie. So by sixth period, I had had enough. I broke her VHS copy. I was done, and I that was back in like 94, 95. Like I
Yeah.
liked it the first time I watched it, but
Yeah.
I finally realized how my parents felt when I made them watch Superman, The
Yeah.
Goonies, and Neverending Story or Explorers 20 billion times. But I
Yeah.
told my parents, I go, "Did I make you watch the same movie 8 times in one day?"
Yeah.
See, that's what did it, and I cannot bring myself to watch Grease.
It's okay. It took me the longest time, and I love Wizard of Oz. I'm a Wizard of Oz fan,
Mhm.
but like it took me like maybe 5 or 6 years to rewatch it at one point because
Mhm.
my relatives watched it constantly, over and over and over again. And the same way with Charlie and or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I love Willy Wonka so
Yeah.
much, but it took me the longest time to rewatch it because it constantly would play, and I'm like, okay, I need a break from both. And then
Yeah.
later on I went back and I rewatched them. Real quick, Tony says, I hope, let's see, he said, I have enjoyed the chat. I need to get some sleep. I hope you all have a great week. Well, thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Great
Nice to meet you.
and thank you for stopping in. And everybody remember, subscribe to Sarah's channel. I will leave the link after our live stream. Sarah,
I'm actually still surprised you remembered my video to you.
I
don't think about it. I thought, okay, it was years ago, but the fact you brought it out, I was like, holy shit, he remembers that video I did.
I have a lot of great memory. I have great memories with, especially during that time, because like when I mean, I've talked about it before, and like I was bullied so much growing up because everybody just wanted, before I even came to terms with who I was, I had people always assume I was gay, and they wanted to use that against me and pick on me and harass me and bully me. And I had a lot of it go on also on YouTube during a period of a time when I was struggling so much because I knew, but I was afraid to come out.
Yeah.
And so I won't talk too much about it, but like,
oh yeah, that's okay.
But it was but yeah, when you're dealing with being harassed and bullied and everything, and you got personal stuff going on, it could be really, really just a hard time. So
I also think because of my car accident, like I said, it was a brain injury, so stuff has changed. I am more, I will hug a hell of a lot more than I did, but my temper.
Yeah.
I used to hold it in. No, you piss me off and it just goes. And
I mean,
you remember on one of the streams with the chats with Nick, and there was that one guy who was harassing him. And I called the guy out.
Yeah.
I called the guy out.
I remember.
He went on my YouTube channel and started harassing me.
I think
oh no, it didn't last. It didn't last because I said some really vulgar things to him, which I won't repeat here. But I don't think he's never bothered me since. I don't even know if he's bothered Nick. But
no, but he bothered me for a while because I called him out, and then I made a video.
It lasted about 10 minutes, and then when I called him out and called him all those nasty names, he didn't have the balls to do it because I guess they look at me short, fat, target. No, short, fat, Irish, pissed off. So because I work at the Real Canadian Superstore, which is Loblaws up here in Canada, and I've dealt with nasty people.
Yeah.
And because of the injury, I cannot control my temper. So when they lip me off, I lip them off right back.
Yeah.
And I've never been complained to management because I think everybody realizes, well, she just gave it back to you and gave it back to you about 20 times. Because I've been told, will you move your effing palate? And I tell them, will you watch your effing mouth? And then boom. So I'm vicious when I can be, especially when you attack me or my friends. Then you better run to the frickin' hills. So. And
Sarah's amazing. She'll stand by everybody in her life.
Oh yeah, I will. It
awesome.
was okay before the accident, but it was amplified after, and especially when COVID hit.
Yeah.
And we had well, here's a funny thing, and I'm not saying this to be funny, but you probably heard of like workers at like Walmart getting spit on by telling people to wear a mask. My mom literally came up and told me, if anybody does that to you, you effing kill them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, because if they have it, I've had COVID, unfortunately. I got it last summer. Luckily, because I was vaccinated, it was very mild. But
yeah.
I mean, the fact that my mom was telling me if anybody spits on you during COVID, you freaking take them out. And I was like, wow, Mom. Because the sad thing is I would have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even like the cashiers, I was doing the same thing. And half the cashiers, I didn't know. But they were getting yelled at, and I would go up and tell this effer to just, I would explode. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's just how I'm like, don't treat them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't treat them like shit.
But Austin says, personally, I'm straight, but I have no issues with anyone at all. We are all human and deserve to be happy and loved.
Exactly.
I agree, Austin.
But you know what? Enough of this. Let's get back to
Yeah,
the
I was
movie.
saying, let's talk
Come
about
on.
movies. Let's talk about movies.
Yeah.
Or just I want to talk about like what got you, because I always ask people when they're on here, what got you started in wanting to make YouTube videos? Talk about that.
Oh, I can't remember if it was your videos or Doug's I watched first, but I thought, well, if these guys can do it, why can't I?
Yeah.
So, but I can't remember which one I saw first. I actually think it was Doug, but
I
I'm
think,
not
well,
100.
Doug was one of the reasons I wanted to start making videos, because
Yeah.
shout out to Doug. I don't know if
Yeah.
he's watching this or if he will, but we
And
love
then,
you, Doug.
and then there was that guy Steve, Buzz on Man. I think
Yes.
I have the same birthday.
We do have the same birthday,
Yeah.
and he's still on my Facebook, but he hasn't been around in a long time. But
Yeah.
yeah, Buzz on
Same
Man.
here. His channel is still active, but
Yeah.
I
Do you remember Jara Shut?
who?
Jara Shut? Like, he was a Australian horror movie fan.
I know of a guy named Andrew Bellanina.
Andrew and Belina, yeah.
Yeah,
Jara
I
Shut.
think he's the only one I know.
Yeah, Jara Shut. Well, he doesn't. So you talk about active YouTube channels. He hasn't made a video since '09, but like,
Oh
his
my god.
videos,
Okay, so that was probably I
you
started
know,
in well, the funny thing is I joined YouTube in 2006, but I didn't start making videos till 3 years later.
I started YouTube in 2006, but I didn't start making videos until
Okay, that's funny.
yeah,
'Cause
and but I didn't start making them until '08. And I remember my out of sync videos and like my. Do you remember
they
those?
were
Like,
all out of sync, and I was
yeah,
trying to put, like you might remember how on some of them I had the Doctor Who
yeah,
thing, and I had Lady Gaga playing.
yeah,
I had to
yeah,
take all those down because of copyright issues, which
yeah,
sucks. And I
yeah,
used to make fan videos, like, for movies or television.
yeah.
And one of them was a Forever Night video that I had like 10,000.
I think I remember. No, I remember those
Yeah.
videos.
It's still, I have another channel that I haven't used. It's Sarah 1980A
Hmm.
because I had no imagination for a username. I put that one up and it is still up 11 years later.
Wow.
But I
Um,
don't know how to do them. I have a MacBook and I don't know how to do it. I was using the Windows Media Maker.
yeah.
So, but I miss making videos because I would hear a song and then I'd get all these images. Like for Forever Night, Nick and Natalie was my couple. That was my
Yeah.
ship, and that was what most of my videos were of this
Hmm.
couple, a vampire and a human. And I love couples that can't be together, like Lucifer and Chloe. Like I'm a big fan of Lucifer and all that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if it's the right video, but it was a Backstreet Boys song called "Incomplete."
Oh, I love that.
I heard that song and all these Nick and Natalie images came in my head. That's the video that's still up on YouTube.
That's
So
awesome.
I'll send that to you because
Yeah, please do.
my friend who's her name is Kristen Harris,
Uh-huh.
Night Vision 1228 here. She makes these beautiful Forever Night and Lucifer videos.
Oh,
And
nice.
she's been, and pun intended, revamping her Forever Night videos.
Oh, really?
And it's bringing back all the nostalgia that right beside me I have waiting to watch season 1, and I haven't
Yeah.
watched season 1 in years. So,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's on YouTube, so I've been watching clips, and I'm like, I'm gonna put it on my TV. But she knows what a big Forever Night and Nick and Natalie fan I am. That
Yeah.
on Twitter, before she put the video on YouTube, she sent me her newest Nick and Natalie video so I could watch it first.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
She
That is awesome.
knows what she's doing. Like, I don't know how to edit.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah, I still don't. I'm
watch
I'm
these
like,
videos, and it's like, do you have any of the DVDs of Forever Night?
no, I don't. I don't
No?
have any of them, but I just
Well,
remember.
whatever you do, don't get the complete series by Mill Creek
Yeah.
because, like I bought Airwolf on
Yeah.
Mill Creek, and it's crap. Like not the picture quality.
Yeah.
It's the box
The
set
packaging.
itself.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, 3 of her videos ended up on the season 3 disc.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That
And
is
when
awesome.
Lucifer got canceled by Fox, she made a bunch of Lucifer videos. And you know you're doing good when you have the producer and the actors retweet and
Oh,
comment. She had Tom Ellis, the star of Lucifer, comment on her videos.
wow.
And she met him, and I'm still envious.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm gonna probably wrap it up about
Oh,
6 minutes, but
Yeah.
I'm just because it's
Yeah,
about
I just noticed
10:30
we're at
here,
2.5 hours. It's like,
but
wow.
I've
Well, it's
had
probably longer, but because I came on like 12 minutes in, so it's
well,
probably longer.
I've had such a joy talking with you.
Me too.
I don't think I would have had it go on this long,
Yeah.
but you know what? I'm gonna say this like the one thing about YouTube I love is the friendships that you make and the people you
Yeah.
meet. And like you're one of my, like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you're one of my close friends on here.
Yeah.
So it's
And the
just
fact that we've
amazing how
stayed in
YouTube
touch. I
brings
mean,
you what?
that the fact that we've stayed in touch all this time, like some of the others, I haven't.
I
I'm
know.
like Buzz on Man, for example. Like I don't know what happened to him, and there's a
Yeah.
couple others that just they went off YouTube
Disappeared.
and that was it. And like
Bookhouse Boy 77. Do you remember him? He
who?
was
Sorry,
Bookhouse Boy 77. Do you
I
remember?
don't think
You don't?
so.
Oh, I loved his videos. I
Yeah,
still talk to him from time to time on Instagram, but
yeah,
um so Austin says, ever since I saw Your Next for the first time, it's been my favorite movie, and today it still is. I love Your Next. That
yeah.
was a great
You're the
movie.
reason I saw that movie because you loved it so much.
Ah,
I finally
saw,
watched it.
saw it Speaking of Doug, I saw it 3 times in theaters on the same weekend
Oh,
with Doug.
I've done that a couple of times.
With
So
Doug. Mel from My Killer Podcast. What's going on, Mel? How are you? We're gonna wrap up soon, but
hello.
how are you? Mel
Was
is
this person on your live
the
stream when you were
blog.
talking?
Yeah.
Okay, then I know who this is. I
Yeah.
don't, but I do.
Shout out to Mel. I'm gonna leave her link down below too because she's an awesome YouTuber and I love watching her stuff too. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I hope you're doing well, Mel, and I hope you're having a great night, my friend. But real quick, we'll wrap. Well, I just want to talk about like, have you seen the Leprechaun movies? Are you
I
a
watched the first one last night.
Did you like
I
it?
I grew up on it. Like they're
Oh, okay.
nothing special, but I will watch them every um, St. Patrick's Day. Mostly just the first one. I do
Yeah.
have Returns, but I
Yeah.
ran out of time to watch it yesterday.
Returns is a great sequel. Like I was hesitant, and Mel, no worries. Like we're gonna be on just a little. We'll wrap it up soon, but I at least want to talk some Leprechaun
Yeah,
because
I actually wore my Cavity Colors Leprechaun shirt last night.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I have that, and I have my Silver Shamrock Novelties, one from Fright Rags.
Mm-hmm.
And did you hear the depressing news about the building?
Of what? Fright
The,
Rags?
no, not Fright Rags. The Silver Shamrock warehouse.
They're tearing it down.
They
I
tore it
know.
down. I was so unhappy because have you ever? A little off topic. We'll go back to Leprechaun in a second. But have you
Yeah.
ever watched the Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs?
I haven't seen the stuff on Shutter, but I remember watching Monster Mania.
Yeah. Um,
Monster
I'm
Vision.
yeah, Monster Vision. Well, I followed Darcy the mail girl,
Yeah.
and she posted that they were tearing it down, and I
I,
went,
s-
"No!"
I saw an article on Facebook and I was like,
Yeah,
no, like
that's
I
one of the reasons why if my dad and I'm saying my dad and I because my parents actually unfortunately split up last year.
yeah.
Um, but if we ever go to Toronto, I
Mhm,
told my dad I want to find the Forever Night locations because I'm afraid they're going to tear them down.
yeah.
They're still there. That's
Yeah.
the cool thing is all the places like the precinct, the Raven, the warehouse thing that Nick lived in, they're still
Oh,
there. But it's like for how long?
I know when you think about
I told him we'll look after those after we go see a Toronto Blue Jays game.
yeah. I had a buddy of mine. I have it packed away somewhere, but a buddy of mine, Resident Vania. I don't know if you remember him.
I remember him just by name only. I don't think I watched any of his videos.
He again another person that I just friendship I have, and he's family for me.
Yeah.
But he sent me once a jar of the Night of the Living Dead dirt at the graveyard in the beginning of the original Night of the Living Dead.
Oh wow.
But they tore down like one of the famous locations, and I was like, oh, I So I have that, and I'll always remember it because of that. So
They tore down the house?
I don't know if it's the house, but it was in the graveyard scene. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to go
Um,
to that mall that
I would
Dawn of
too.
the Dead
Oh yeah, the
was.
Dawn of the Dead Mall. Oh yes, I would love to do that.
Well,
Austin says, I regret not seeing Your Next in theaters in 2011, but I'm 20 now, so I would have been 8 then.
yeah.
It was a great theater experience. And Mel says, I love the Leprechaun movies, grew up with them too. Yes, I love them.
Yeah,
Um,
Austin says he was 8 when Your Next came out, and I'm like, I was 31.
8. I was in my 20s then.
Mm,
And I just think I'm like, first of all, the fact that it's been like over 10 years since that movie came out, I'm like, oh my gosh,
I
like, I can't
know.
believe it.
It's like now when you think of what came out, like Jurassic Park turning 30 this year, I'm like,
I
oh my
know.
god.
Hocus Pocus turning 30 this year. I
Yeah,
was like, what?
yeah.
Um,
Like, are you? That's nuts.
but so Leprechaun real quick.
Yeah,
So Returns, great movie there. The ones that I love. I love 1. I love 2. I love 3 in Vegas, even though it's like
oh god,
really
yeah, it's stupid, but it's ridiculous
it's
stupid.
and
And
then I love Returns. The only one that I don't think I can ever really go back and watch too much is In Space. I don't
I
know.
actually liked In Space.
I need to rewatch it. Like I need to rewatch it. I don't think I've had this Blu-ray set for the longest time, and I
Yeah.
still have yet to see In Space on Blu-ray. So I need
Yeah.
to go and watch it. I like me some good cheesy movies. So I'd
And it's
probably
Warwick Davis. I mean, come on.
I love Warwick
Yeah.
Davis. Yes, the only one I don't think I'd ever go back and really watch is the Leprechaun Origins. That
Yeah,
was the
I
one.
watched that. I knew the guy who was in the outfit because he was in WWE.
Yeah,
But I was like, it doesn't have to me. It didn't have the same quote
no,
unquote magic. Like
no.
even the most stupidest Leprechaun movie that Warwick Davis did, it was
Oh,
magical.
magic. He had
Yeah,
charm. But
yeah,
and that's
exactly. Charm. So
yeah, and I love Warwick Davis, and
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I think my goal is this week, even though it's past St. Patrick's Day, I want to go back and watch In Space and then Into the Hood movies
oh
and
god, the
just
Into the Hood movie.
but again, Warwick Davis, you gotta love
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
You know,
Especially when Ice T showed up, I was like, oh my god, dude.
I know.
I was like, oh my god.
I know. But before I wrap up, I do want to ask, like, if you guys have comments or questions or anything, please feel
Yeah,
free. We'll
I'll take some questions and
be
talk.
on here for next
Everybody's like, "Who is this person that Justin wants to talk to?" I think Rudy is the only one who would really know me, and
well,
maybe Nathan, because I think he's been on a few of the streams you and Nick have done, like
yeah.
the live chat. I mean,
The live chats.
yeah,
Well, I'll tell you, if you guys don't know who Sarah is, if you guys are coming in now, Sarah, I met her in '09 through YouTube. Back then, it was like a smaller community.
yeah,
It was back then when I don't know if you remember, but you didn't have thumbs up or you didn't have thumbs down, but you had to rate by stars. That's how
yes,
you rated.
I remember that.
That's the time where I met Sarah.
Yeah,
And Sarah's been a close friend of mine through the YouTube community all these years later.
yeah,
And I love you and I adore
I
you.
love you too.
So,
Well, I hope
um,
someday we can actually meet
meet
face to
in
face.
person.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Because there's so many
Um,
people I would love. I like you, Doug, even Nick. I'd love to meet. So
yeah. I met Mr. Good old Doug Connor when I
yeah,
moved
you
back to Kentucky.
yeah,
And Doug's a close friend of mine. I love him so much.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, Sarah, please go subscribe to her.
yeah,
She's, you said you're not making YouTube videos now, but like you still have your channel.
yeah.
Um,
It's
and
just trying to get the oomph to do a video.
let's
Like
get
I
those
would
back.
like to
Yeah.
do a couple again.
But go back and watch like her videos. Oh, Austin, just subscribe to your channel.
Oh, thank you,
Um,
Austin. I appreciate
yeah.
it.
But go back and watch her videos and watch her October ones because I mean all your videos are awesome, but I love those October ones. So
Yeah,
you
all the
guys
ones
will
where I'm
enjoy them.
showing off what horror movies I've been
Yeah.
watching, and then talking about the first time viewings with such disdain, the ones that I hate. And then there was one, I don't remember what it was, but it was so bad I threw it across the room. I was like, "This is
Oh. Austin also says, and I'll put this comment in.
okay."
He says, I think I'm gonna go try and get myself to film a Scream ranking video tonight. Please do. He says, seeing how you guys are just a lot of fun, and like we talked earlier, the whole community is awesome. It is
Yeah,
Austin.
it
It
is.
is. So, and Austin, if you're not following my Instagram page, please follow and send me a message because I would really like to subscribe to your channel. So,
And I'm on Instagram as
yeah,
well.
and I'll leave Sarah's Instagram down below too. But yeah, definitely do so. And like, go into YouTube, have fun with it, make
Yeah.
what you want to make, and just have a good time. So,
And
but
if
yeah,
you
it's
get
awesome.
into a rut, don't worry, just take your time. Like
Take
I've
your
said,
time and
my
enjoy it.
last video was November 1st.
My
So,
last video was a month ago,
yeah,
so and I need to get back into making them
me
again.
too. Like everybody has been asking me to do an overview collection of the Godzilla franchise, and that's one I
Ooh,
should do. But I
I
have
think
been thinking about doing an update on the horror collection.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I did a big horror movie collection video a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I think my next video is going to be ranking the Scream franchise because I've
Yeah.
watched them all recently, and I'm like, I want to go back and rank them all.
Yeah.
Um, And Austin, yes, you're so welcome. Just yeah, enjoy making YouTube videos. Do what you love, have fun, and
Yeah.
just enjoy it. And Mel, I don't want to forget Mel. Mel said the rhyming dialogue in the Leprechaun movies. Yes, yes, yes. So much fun. So cheesy.
And
So,
especially if you're like me and you're Irish, you get a kick out of it.
oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I Leprechaun 3 is a hoot. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Caroline
That's the
Williams,
biggest
like
one, right?
yeah, the biggest one.
Yeah.
Caroline Williams
Oh,
blowing up.
yeah, I was like, "This poor girl, at least it's better than having a chainsaw dildo, right?"
That's true. That's true. Oh
You'll
man.
find that about me too, guys, is I'm not a prude. The words will
Yeah.
come out. I'll try to limit the swearing because I do swear a lot, but I'm just not a prude. Well, that was proven the fact that I saw the 50 Shades of Grey series in the theater.
I love those movies. I
And
saw
me
them.
too. I don't
I
care.
love those movies. I love the Twilight movies. I dare say.
I will shrink and go, "Yeah, but I still haven't watched the last 2 Twilight movies.
They're fun. They're
Yeah.
fun
I like
times.
Eclipse. I like Eclipse
I love
because
Eclipse. That was a great. That was directed by the 30 Days of Night
yes,
director.
that's why I like it.
I
But,
loved
I
it
mean,
too.
I'm sorry,
That
I want my
reason.
vampires to have fangs and not sparkle. So
Mhm.
that's also the reason I went to see the Fright Night remake is, well, David Tennant shirtless and in leather pants was a big reason, but the fact that it was a vampire that didn't sparkle or
Yeah.
have fangs. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll stick with Bram Stoker's Dracula if I wanna watch a romantic vampire movie, thank you.
Fright Night for me, the original. I always say that's a love story right there. So
It is. I mean, out of all the vampire movies I've seen, even more so than Bram Stoker's Dracula is that dance.
yeah.
I think
Oh,
it's
and
the
I love
most
the
sexiest
music.
scene in a vampire
It
movie. Come on.
is. It is. Yeah. Oh gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
That and seeing Chris Sarandon in all those tight clothes, I was like,
Oh,
oh.
yeah. Yeah, I
But I
have that
love that.
song. I have, the
I have
Good
the
Man
soundtrack
at Bad
too.
Time on my
Yeah.
Spotify, and the song that plays right after, I
Give
was
it
like,
up. That song, Give It Up. I
"Mhm,
love it.
yeah."
Yeah. Fright
I just
Night.
wish the "Come to Me" theme was on Spotify. That was done by
Oh,
Brad for how do you say his last name?
Brad
Brad.
Fidel.
Yeah, him. It's like a remix version. I'm like, "No, I want the original, thank you."
Yes.
So,
Oh, the Brad Fidel score.
yeah.
The scene um, where Jared Andrews has Amy and they're in his room and he's talking
Yeah,
about his past loves and you hear that classic Brad Fidel music come on. I
yeah,
just
it's
love
like,
that.
whoa.
I love that movie. You know, the Fright Night remix grown on me over the years. Like,
You know what? It's sad because I think a lot of people shit on that movie, and then
hmm,
after Anton Yelchin passed away, I did notice it did pick up a little bit more, and people
I
kinda got an appreciation for it, and I was like,
and I
"Well." Yeah, you're getting an appreciation for it, but I mean, you guys should have had it before, not wait till the actor tragically passes on.
Well, mine was like before Anton passed away. I think
Yeah.
after like a second or third watch, like I appreciated it. I think
Mm.
for me, my first reaction when I saw it in theaters was I was just such a big fan of Fright Night that like, and that was one of those movies again that my mom introduced me to,
Mm.
and
It was like someone stepped on your teddy bear, basically.
yes, and I was like, oh, like I wanted Colin Farrell to be like Jerry Dandridge, like that nice, like he's a bad guy, but like
Mhm.
when Chris Sarandon was Jerry Dandridge, like he had a love and he had Amy,
Yeah.
and you didn't really get that with Colin Farrell in the
No, you don't. And
so
I'm actually not the biggest fan of Colin Farrell either, but I mean, he did a good job.
see, I'm up. I love Colin Farrell, but I did not like him in that movie. I was like,
Yeah.
I wanted to because when he was cast, I was like, ooh, that's a good
Yeah, you were
choice.
like, "Oh," and even me, I was like, "Oh, I don't like him, but hey, good choice." But
I know.
I
So
don't know who else they could have got for that part.
no, he was.
So,
I mean, he's and watching it now, I'm like, okay, he does a good
yeah.
job. I mean, he plays it differently, and I appreciate that. So,
Yeah.
but Fright Night Part Two again, that's another one where it's like we
I
talked
hope
about
that
earlier.
comes out on Blu-ray.
I hope so
Really.
too. I love that movie. That's a good double feature with the
And
original.
they talk about that in Search of Darkness 3, they do bring up
Do they?
yeah, they do
Oh,
bring up, Fright Night Part 2.
have you seen the "You're So Cool, Brewster"
I
documentary?
own it. I
I
own
do
it.
too.
I
I
love
love
it.
it so much. I love that
Yeah,
documentary
yeah.
so much. That
And I
is
love
one.
the fact that Tommy Lee Wallace gives those 2 murderers crap for ruining
I
it.
know.
I
He's like,
love
"You
that.
screwed my movie
Yeah.
over."
I think Roddy McDowall would be looking down on us having just getting a kick out of all this love for the Fright Night franchise.
Oh my gosh. I mean, again, okay, I've shown this
Well,
off
a lot of
before.
people who are up there, they would get a
They
huge
would.
kick out of it, like
They would. My goal, and I don't know if Mel's ever seen this, but Mel's in here. Um, I Roddy McDowell would be right there
yes.
if he was alive. That poster would be signed by him. And the only
Mhm.
I need Tom Holland and I need another actor from it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's something that kinda irritates me now is when you say Tom Holland, everybody thinks of Spider-Man, and I go,
yeah,
"No!" I mean, the guy who wrote Psycho 2 and Cloak and Dagger and directed Fright Night and Child's Play. I'm talking about
right.
him, I ain't talking about the kid
I
who's
know.
everywhere, and I'm kinda getting sick and tired of it, but
I
hey.
mean, I love Tom Holland, but I love our Tom Holland.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love our
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland.
I love
But you
our
know what's my favorite Roddy McDowall horror film? And you already know what this is.
Legend of
The
Hell.
Legend of Hell House.
Can we
I
talk? I mean,
yes, we can
oh,
this will
freaking
be our last
love.
one because I know you were saying we would be wrapping
No,
up.
I'm gonna go on just a little longer with you because
Yeah.
we're gonna talk some movies.
I love the Legend of Hell House, and I never saw it
I love it too.
till I think 2017, 2018 when I got the
Yeah,
Scream Factory Blu-ray,
yeah.
and I watched it. I love that score, that weird
I do
electronic
too.
thing.
Yes,
And, just watching the movie and I thought, "This is pretty freaky."
it
And then I
scares
realized afterwards the director of it directed the original Watcher in the Woods.
oh, and I love that movie too so
Me too.
much. Oh, it scares the I mean, that is okay, well,
I
Legend
never
of
got
Hell,
scared by Watcher in the Woods, though.
it freaks me out. Well, it's because I like I told you in the beginning, like, when I was younger, like, not a lot of scary movies got me, but, like, stuff like Watcher in the Woods, like,
Mhm.
if I'm watching it at night, pitch black, in the dark, quiet,
Yeah.
it kinda creeps me out, but Legend of Hell House, that
Yeah,
one scares
Legend of
me.
Hell House is
That
a
one
great,
scares me.
great one.
But Mel does say, "I hope we get part 2, Fright Night Part 2 on Blu-ray."
Yeah. Did
Yes.
you say it was might Vestron might do it?
Well, I don't know if Best Run's gonna do it, but I'm
Oh,
hoping Best Run would do it.
yeah.
Like, that's what I'm kinda hoping out of the companies. Like, I love them all, but, like, I think Best Run at one point was Artisan, and Artisan released Fright Night Part
Artisan, oh
2.
my god, I remember them.
Oh, let me show you something real quick. Oh, sorry, shaking a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just watch the fire and the Jaws
Watch
poster.
the fire. Watch that fire.
Yeah.
That fake little fire. Did you ever have this? Do you remember this Artisan DVD of Terminator 2?
Is that the one is it, no, I did not. I had one that had a metal case on it.
This is the metal case.
No, it was different. It didn't
It was a
have
different oh, I know which one you're talking about,
it just
yes.
said Terminator 2 on it.
I've had this thing since 2001. So this is
Yeah.
like I keep stuff like that. Like I love.
I might still have it, not in my collection, but my, parents' collection.
Yeah.
I think,
Um,
I'm not sure, and, because my dad and I did a big purge on his movies,
yeah.
because he doesn't really watch the DVDs, he kinda just records them on PVR now,
Yeah.
but on occasion, it's mostly his John Wayne movies he will, watch, but,
Yeah.
um, I hope he still has it. I actually think it was one of the ones that got pawned that I took to Willow Video,
Yeah.
um, which the idiot that I am, I should have kept it because Terminator 2 is my 5th favorite film of all time.
Love Terminator 2.
Mm. My favorite sequel, so
I love that. I'm
mhm.
gonna go back to Legend of Hell House though
Yeah,
because
let's go
I
back there because
yeah.
that was freaky and had to me, um, how do I word like, you go back and watch the old '70s horror when they were
Yeah.
starting to kinda become more RR rated, and I
Yeah.
thought, even for this, it's kind of
It's disturbing. It's
yeah.
creepy. It's eerie.
Yeah, especially when she gets basically raped by
Ah, I know. I
that
know.
was that twisted my head, and I was like, "Okay, hon, what are you doing? You're gonna let a ghost rape you? No, thank you."
But also like it is one of those movies like when you watch it for the first time, things do surprise you. Like you don't see some of the stuff
Yeah,
happening in this movie. Like,
and I like that.
um,
I like not seeing
me
I
too.
don't need it in my face all the time. I wanna get scared because, like I
Me
said,
too.
nothing scares me anymore, like, it
Go and
just
if
doesn't.
you people haven't seen Legend of Hell House, watch it. Buy
Yeah.
the Scream Factory Blu-ray because it's worth it, and watch
Yes,
it,
it
in
is.
my opinion, in complete silence, dark outside, like pitch black room.
Yeah.
You'll get freaked out with it.
Yeah.
You'll get
I
freaked out
think
with that
aside
one.
from Fright Night, that's my favorite Roddy McDowall film. Even
That's
more so
mine
than
too.
his Planet of the Apes movies, because he did a lot of those.
And I love him in Poseidon Adventure. Like that's one of my
Yes, I love the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, I love that
I
movie too.
hated that he died in it, but,
I did too. I always get sad when I watch it because I know
yeah,
it's gonna happen. And
yeah.
he's such a
And that's a good
likable
movie to watch
character.
on New Year's as well.
I love watching that on New Year's. That is a
Yeah,
New Year's tradition of mine to
yeah.
watch.
I was gonna watch it on New Year's Eve, but when my dad and I did the Netflix thing, we watched Man of Steel, Extraction, and Under Siege, so I saved Poseidon
And
Adventure for the next day.
and really, you could watch it anytime around. But
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I watch the same. I think of like that movie. I think of Gene Hackman. I love Gene Hackman. I love
Yes.
him in that.
And that weird kind of relationship he had with the girl. Like, it
Yes,
wasn't a relationship, but you could tell she had a crush on him, and I go,
yeah,
"Honey, you didn't you ain't wrong." I think a lot of us had crushes on him.
yeah.
Even though
Gene
he's
Hackman.
not the most good-looking man in the world, there's just something about Gene
There's something
Hackman.
about him. Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
something about
to
him.
me, he will always be Lex Luthor,
Oh, me too. Oh,
and
hands down. Me too. I
but
agree with that. I
my
agree.
my favorite disaster movie is actually The Towering Inferno.
I love the Towering
Yeah.
Inferno. I thought about rewatching that one because it's been a long time, but I love that. That's
That's one
another
I'm surprised they haven't remade yet.
same here.
But I
Same
think it's
here.
also you look at the star power in that movie, and that's something that's very lacking with our disaster movies now. You get one big star and then that's
And
it.
that's it.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, I
It's
have
like
no problem with them, like, I love San Andreas, but I wish
oh,
they
I
could have
love
done
that
a couple
too.
more big names. Like, to me, the
I
best disaster movie of our time, Twister. I love
Confessions. I've only
Twister.
seen parts of it. I need to go and rewatch
Twister?
it. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, it is so much fun.
I need to
I saw
watch
that,
that
like,
one.
3 times in the theater back in
Oh, I need
'96.
to. I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen parts of it.
And, of
But
course,
I
like,
love disaster
Armageddon and
movies, so that's why I bought it
yeah.
on Blu-ray. So I need to
Yeah,
watch
and
it.
then there's, like, Armageddon and Dante's
Ah,
Peak, so
yes, yes,
but
love those. I love The Day After Tomorrow is one of my
yes,
favorites. So.
yes. That was, like, my, "Okay, Roland Emmerich, I'm starting to forgive you for Godzilla, but not quite yet."
Not yet, Harlan.
Not yet. I think I'm still pissed at him for to this day for
He probably regrets it too. I think he
I
regrets
think a
that.
lot of people like, the story, it was okay, the acting was okay, but, I mean, you
I know,
change him into a frickin' iguana, you
I
thought
know.
people were gonna love it? I sure as hell didn't. In the theater, when he showed up, I literally said, "What the hell is that?"
I
And a
know.
lot of people said the exact same thing. Like, if you're a kid getting introduced to Godzilla in '98, 1, I
Mm,
feel sorry for you, but 2, if you love it, good on you, but for all of
Right.
us who grew up on a man in a rubber suit and you make it into an iguana, no.
Exactly.
It was
Exactly. Um, Mel brings up a really good movie that I love. She said Twister's amazing, best theater experience. She says, "Do you guys remember Night of the Twisters?"
yeah, I
I
do.
do. I
I
loved
do.
it
I
growing up.
think I only watched it once though, but I do remember that because it seems like what they do now is like with certain big like that cocaine bear, now there's like cocaine shark
Yeah,
coming out or
I
something.
know.
You get all these like the lower budget asylum type stuff.
Yeah. Night of the Twister had the guy from Dukes of Hazzard, and he was Clark Kent's dad in
Yeah,
Smallville.
John Schneider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had Devon Sawa in it. And you also
Oh, Kevin
had
Sala, I love.
I love Devon
Thank you,
Sawa too.
Casper.
Can I Keep You? I
Yes,
moat every time.
I love cat. And I told a friend, I go, it's so funny. I didn't watch Hocus Pocus because I thought you're 13, you shouldn't be watching childish movies anymore. I saw Casper twice in the
Oh,
theater. I loved Casper. But
but
yeah,
another
Casper was good to see in the theater. And you guys probably don't know this, but this happened in Ontario. The scene with them at the drive-in watching the horror films and then the Twister happens,
yeah.
that happened in Ontario when they were watching Twister.
Wow.
Back in '96, that happened, and I thought, "Okay, that is freaky as hell."
Well, I would say real quick, Night of the Twister, the mom in it though, she is the lead actress from the original My Bloody Valentine. So
No. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Yep. Yep. If you look her up on IMDb, it's the
Yeah.
same actress. So and I
And
love
that's
My
sad,
Bloody
and speaking
Valentine.
of that, it's sad that TJ is no longer with us.
Oh, I know.
I
Like,
was so shocked when they announced he passed away. I was like, "No."
let me tell you, TJ again, another one of those crushes I had in a
Yeah.
movie. But yeah, TJ, I think he passed away. He passed away last year, and I think it was like
Yeah.
the day before Valentine's Day. Like it was
Oh
around.
god, and that's freaky
I
considering.
know. I know. I know.
Speaking
But
of
yeah,
that, what did you think of the remake?
I love the remake.
Yeah, me too.
It was my first 3D experience in theaters, and I remember that because if you go back and watch my old videos, you probably remember them. I did
Yeah.
videos in college, and I was like doing reviews with friends, and I still have them up. And I had long hair at the time. It was like so.
Yes, I remember that. I go back, I'm like, "Justin with long hair?
I
What?"
know. I know. And me and a friend one night after school, we went to go see My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Yeah.
And I had a blast seeing it in 3D, and I still have a blast with that movie. I love that remake. Underrated remake. Like it kind
It
of
is. It's pretty gory too, especially how they kill Tom Atkins in that. That's like a great death scene.
yes, and
So,
I think that was like I think before that Tom Atkins had not really acted in a lot of stuff, so they brought him
no.
back, and I was like, yes,
And then
Tom
he's kinda had
Atkins.
this resurgence in the last
Yeah.
few years, especially with Scream Factory doing the, um,
The
Halloween
Scream
3 and
Howling.
the not Night of the Demons, Night of the
Night of the
Creeps.
Creeps. Oh, I love Night of the Creeps too.
Yeah,
Do
I
you remember?
never saw
What?
that until the Scream Factory came out. Because you know, a lot of these things you wanna see, but then you go on to get the DVD and it's like 50,
Oh man.
$60, and it's like, "I'm sorry, I wanna see this, but, no."
I just rem I just remember with Night of the Creeps, I remember seeing it on TV all the time on Sci-Fi,
Yeah.
but then it was like the early days of YouTube, and they didn't have a DVD release yet. They didn't have a Blu-ray. The only way you can get it if you wanted a physical copy was buying a burn on or eBay. And I
Yeah.
remember that was how I first got it. And I was like sold because I was like,
Yeah.
this movie does not have a release, and I don't think it ever will. And
And he stated that's his favorite movie he's ever done,
Night of the Creeps.
Night of the Creeps. He said
It's not,
not the most famous or most,
but it's
box
amazing
office,
though. It
but
is
that he said
amazing.
Lethal Weapon was the one more known for.
He's more known. Oh, really? Like
Lethal Weapon, because that was such a big name movie.
at the time, yeah.
Yeah. I love Tom
Awesome.
Atkins, he's awesome, even if he's only in a cameo, it's, like, worth it for me.
My first YouTube video where a celeb said go eat some Skittles with Tom Atkins. So,
I
and I
remember
still have
that.
it up.
Yeah,
I still have it up. And he looks at the camera and he says, go eat some Skittles. And like
yeah,
has a grin on his face. Like, I love Tom Atkins so
yeah. I'd
much.
love to meet him, 'cause
He's so
he's up there in age too, he's, like, in his 80s.
Yeah,
So
he's so nice. Such a
yeah.
sweet, sweet
That's why
person.
whenever I go on Twitter and they have particularly Clint Eastwood's name or Gene Hackman's name, I'm
Yeah.
like, "No, no."
I
And I know
know.
it's gonna
Oh my
happen, but
gosh.
it's like, "No."
I'm not jinxing anything, knock on wood, but the other day I was like something popped up Gene Hackman and I was like,
Yeah, I was
"No."
freaking out, but it was, the fact he was out and about and
Yeah.
nobody was
Did you
seeing him.
see that too? You saw that too? Because I was like, no. At first, my initial thought was, did he? Oh, please don't say he passed away.
Yeah.
And it was that he was out and about.
Even though I'm waiting to unfortunately hear about Clint.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
and it's unfortunately coming. I think we all know it, but
I know. I
we
love
just
Clint.
don't want it to.
No, I know. I'm the same. Hey, when Carpenter passes away, I'm gonna bawl
Oh
like a
god,
baby.
I'll be unconsolable because, like I said, Starman was
I'm.
the first movie of his I saw. I was 3.
Can
So,
we? Let's talk about Starman for a minute,
yes,
because
let's talk about that.
Starman. When I think of love stories, and I think of like not the typical love stories we have, which I do love those, but
Yeah.
like I like going outside the box, and I like finding love stories from other genres and movies.
Mhm.
Starman has literally one of my favorite love stories in a
Yeah,
film and
I know.
performances. And I don't want to give too much away. People haven't seen it, but it's been out for decades. The scene
It
in the
turns 40 next year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The scene in the when they're on the train, and he
Yes.
pretty much says that he wants to make this baby for her, and or I
Yeah,
can't
where he's
remember
like,
the
"I'll give you
word
a
for
baby."
her
You're
dialogue,
like, "Dude, what did you do?"
but it's such a great scene though. Like with the music, I get
Oh, yeah.
emotional with that one. I get emotional with that movie, but
Yeah.
that scene is such a good scene.
Yeah, and
And
that
then for
score is not Carpenter's, it's somebody else's.
I know
Yeah.
that's
I think there's
crazy.
only, like, 1, maybe 3 of his films he didn't do the score of.
He
Obviously,
didn't
The Thing.
he didn't do the thing. He didn't do Starman, and I could be wrong. He didn't do The Ward. I
It
know he didn't do that one.
I own that, but I don't think I'll watch it again because she's in it.
Oh,
I
see,
can't do it.
I do love that movie, and I watched it, and I there's movies with her, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
we
have
won't get on that, but
no.
it's just
Um,
she's a bitch.
but Carpenter though, like
Yeah.
I don't think he did the Village of the Dam soundtrack, or did he?
I can't remember.
I don't
That's
think he
actually one
did.
of his films I didn't quite like, but I decided to give it another shot. I still haven't watched it, but I bought The Scream Factory. I
I
think
love
it's
that
also for
one.
the fact that Christopher Reeve is in it, so
Well, it's for me, it's sad because I love the movie, but I get sad thinking about what happened to Christopher Reeve
yeah,
literally after them filming that movie.
I was devastated.
What the document?
I was more devastated when he passed. And
Yes, I
anybody
was.
who knew me back then or knows me, knew me. I'm not dead. Um, I my mom saw it on the news. I saw it on my Yahoo. My mom came in my room. I literally collapsed. And she had to go wake up my dad who was sleeping and
Um,
basically say, "You might want to come out and console your daughter." And he's like, "Why?" And he said, "Christopher Reeve just passed away." They had to
it
sit
was,
up with me till almost 2 in the morning. I was crying so hard.
it was such a sad moment. Like I was even sad when his wife passed away. Like I
Yeah.
cried when his wife passed
Well,
away.
just to clarify that, Superman was the very first film I ever saw. I wasn't even a year old. So Christopher Reeve was my very first childhood hero.
Yeah,
Not just the character, but him.
yeah,
So I think the only deaths that really affected me were him, Robin Williams, and Leonard Nimoy. Those were the 3 that literally killed me
yeah,
because I watched all 3 of those men before I was even 2.
yeah.
Robin Williams, I can't watch any of his films.
I
And
have a
my
hard time watching his stuff now too because of his passing. I mean, I love his movies, but
yeah, I
I have a
didn't
hard
know
time.
why until I was talking about it with my mom, and she clarified it. She put the nail on the head, or whatever that saying is. She went, "You have lost your heroes to old age, to car accidents like Paul Walker, or anything
Oh,
like that.
what's
You have
up, J Dev, Jason? What's going on, buddy?
hello." She said, "You've never lost one of your heroes to suicide." And I thought, that's it. The last film I watched was
Mm,
Aladdin,
yeah,
because that's my favorite film he did. I was fine throughout the whole movie until the hug, and then I was like, I'm
and then
done.
he says you're
I
free.
cried for like 2 hours.
And then he
That
says
was
you're free.
2016, and I can't watch any of his films, which is so sad because Aladdin's one of my favorites. Hook is one of my favorites.
Oh, great. I love Hook.
I
Mrs.
will keep them
Doubtfire.
all. Mrs. Doubtfire in particular. I'll keep them all, but it's like I don't know whenever I will have the nerve to watch them again.
I know it gets hate, but I love Jack. Like, I'm a big fan of Jack. I love
I
Jack.
wasn't a fan of that one. I'll watch that, but I mean,
I
it's
watch it
funny
for. I
they
really watch it for him because I just love
yeah.
him so much.
Same as with like Good Will Hunting is another great one he did.
I cry. That one
Yeah.
gets me sad. Like
Yes,
I cry.
that made me cry in the theater. The "It's not
Oh,
your fault"
it's
moment.
yes, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, sad, very sad. But yeah, Robin Williams. Yeah, I have a hard time going. I watch his movies, but I have a hard time going back and watching
Yeah.
them because
And like the thing with Leonard Nimoy, like you just watched Star Trek 2 recently.
yeah.
I never cried during his death scene until he actually died for real. I was watching it, and then all of a sudden, boom, and I went, "Oh my god!" Well, even in the theater, because I've watched it a few times in the theater, that I
Mhm.
literally have to hide from my friend Scott
Yeah.
because I'm starting to cry.
I mean, I'll be that way. Knock on wood, and hopefully not
Yeah.
soon. When Harrison Ford passes away,
Oh god, I will. My dad will probably hope he's not home when that happens because he wasn't home when Sean Connery was when passed.
Oh, Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was. That was on Halloween. That was on Halloween of
Oh,
2020.
yeah.
And I was so excited. I was like, in my marathon, I'm finally hitting 200 films. And then go online and find out he died. I could not get excited about anything that day. My dad came home. He had to sit with me for like an hour because I grew up like probably like a lot of us. We grew up watching Connery's films. Me from when I was like 8.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones: Last Crusade is still my favorite, even more so than
Last
Crusade. So.
I love the Last Crusade. Love the Last Crusade.
It's my favorite Indiana Jones film.
Mine's Temple of Doom, but the original trilogy is like just the golden.
I'll watch Kingdom of the Crystal.
I do like that one though.
But I'm excited for the new one.
Me too.
I'm so excited for
That's one of my most anticipated movies this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry during that one because it's his last movie.
Yeah, I cried during Force Awakens. Like I
didn't. I was actually quite shocked.
I was shocked, but I cried too. The shock hit me, and then I go back and I watch it. I'm like, oh.
I was in shock. Like, let's talk about this. No Time to Die.
Did you bawl? I bawled.
No, I didn't. I was more in shock than anything that they had. I give them kudos for having balls to kill Bond off, but
I know you gotta think about that. Yeah,
I told my dad that I will probably cry at the end of this movie because it's Daniel Craig's last one. But when the death scene happened, I just sat there. I looked at my dad, and he looked at me, and I looked to the couple who was sitting next to me. We were all in shock that they actually did that.
I know.
And yet they still say they're going to make another one, but I don't know. Well, they'll always do it, but I mean, what are you going to do? Like do a Michael Myers type thing, or
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I give them a lot of balls. I give Barbara Broccoli a lot of balls for finally telling everybody, shut the hell up. Bond is never going to be a woman.
Yeah.
Because they wanted that, and she's the daughter of Albert Broccoli, who owned the rights to the films, and she said it will never happen. And I go, thank God. The minute she said it will never happen, everybody just shut up and it went away.
Yeah.
But they did say he will return, but it's just how.
I know.
And who.
I'm a big James Bond fan, so I always get, like you, I am, and I always get an excitement like when they announce another movie, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. But No Time to Die, I was shocked, but I cried at the end.
I thought I was going to cry, but it was the shock that overwhelmed me. I couldn't believe they did that.
Yeah. So. Hey, that was the first time, like you said, they killed James Bond off in a movie, and I was like, wow.
Skyfall is still my favorite.
Skyfall's my favorite too. Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's probably, again, I'm going to go watch every one of these. I'm going to marathon them and start my journey of James Bond again. But Skyfall, probably my favorite James Bond movie, though. I love Skyfall.
Mine too. Like for a few years, it was Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But there was something about Skyfall that
Skyfall's amazing. Like I just love. I get emotional when Judi Dench passes away.
Did too. I was like, well, I knew she wanted to leave because even though she's still acting, she's got problems with her eyes. or something. But
Yeah. But man, I love Judi Dench in those movies, though.
oh yeah, I think she's better than the gentleman who did it before.
Yeah, I agree. I
The
agree
one
with that.
from like 1962, even though I love him. But
Yeah.
I hope when they do the new one, they bring back Q.
Yes.
Ben something. I can't remember his
Yep.
last name.
Yeah, same here.
And Miss Moneypenny.
Me too. I love Miss Moneypenny. She's
Yeah.
great.
And
Hey,
that was one
Daryl,
thing
how
I
are
loved
you?
about hello, whoever that is who just came in. I'm just saying hi. I love what they did with Skyfall when they didn't tell you that.
It was her until like
Yeah.
the end of it.
And,
I love
to
it too.
me, it was just a black actress playing an agent. I thought
Yeah.
that. And then when they went into the office, I went, she's Miss Moneypenny.
And I loved it. Loved
There
it.
was somebody who was up, not up for it, but mentioned a lot for James Bond. Idris
Yeah.
Elba.
And I love Idris Elba. I
But
love it.
he's declined because he is in his 50s.
Yeah,
But
he
he
said
does,
that. Yeah, and he said he's in his 50s and it'd be a long contract.
yeah. But he did say he's very touched by the fact that people wanted him to be Bond,
And
and it
I
didn't
would be
matter that he
too.
was black or not.
And I love
He was like,
Idris
I
Elba.
don't care. If you're awesome, dude. So
You're awesome. He would be a great one. But yeah, I read that too. He's and playing James Bond, you have a long contract, so
it's almost like Doctor Who in a weird way
yeah,
as well. Like
yeah,
there's did you ever watch the well, actually, no, I won't use that as an example. But Event Horizon, the one guy who was very skittish about getting on the
yeah,
ship, he
yeah,
unfortunately blew up.
yeah.
Um, his dad was the third Doctor of
Really?
Doctor
Oh,
Who in the
nice,
70s. John
nice.
Pertwee was his name. Sean Pertwee is his son.
Yeah,
He dressed up. He said he had a little bit too much to drink on Halloween. He took a picture of himself as his dad as the Doctor, and the
wow,
floodgates opened that everybody wanted him to be the next Doctor. And it
that's
was,
awesome.
and he said he would love to do Doctor Who, but to be another character because
Yeah,
it wasn't just the because he's got a lot of if he was to do the character, you have about 12 to 13 different actors and an actress playing the role. You have to
yeah,
step into their shoes. But he's like, no, I'd be stepping into my father's shoes.
mm-hmm.
Because his dad was the James Bond of the Doctors, and he's
Yeah,
like in everybody's like top 5. And I was like,
yeah,
yeah, dude, go on Doctor Who, play a bad guy, play something. Just
right.
acknowledge that he is a part of this legacy through his father. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because
I'm
like
gonna have to.
Jodie Whittaker was the first female to play the Doctor.
I'm gonna have to watch some of this
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Christopher Eccleston was the 9th
Yeah.
Doctor.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm gonna have to watch.
yeah. Well, you've heard
But
of you've obviously heard of David Tennant, and you've heard of Matt
yes.
Smith.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
Doctor number 10, Doctor number 11, and you may have heard of a man called Peter Capaldi.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the 12th
Oh, nice.
because
Nice.
he was in World War Z. He was one of the
Okay.
doctors at the end of the movie. I flipped when he came on screen because it was going to be in a couple months his doctor would show up.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Nice. Well, anyway, Sarah, I'm gonna wrap up, but
Okay.
I've had a wonderful time talking
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, we
So
just hit 3 hours right
we
now.
hit 3 hours, but you know what? Again, like I love talking with you, and
Yeah.
oh nine, my friend, oh
All
nine,
9. Can't
oh
believe it.
nine. But yeah, everybody, please go subscribe to Sarah's channel. So I
Yep.
will leave a link down below, and I'll leave your Instagram link too. But
Okay.
Sarah,
Yep.
you are an amazing person, and
You as well, my friend.
you're a close friend to me. So
Yep. Me too.
and let's see. Don't J Dub says don't go stream all night, Justin. I would, but I'm getting tired.
I would too,
I'm
but I
just
have
tired because it's 11 o'clock here, and like normally my bedtime's 10.
oh god. Oh, that's okay. Like I said, I've been off for 2 months. My bedtime has been 2 in the morning.
Oh, mine. Ever since I started my new job, and I love it. But like my bedtime, like I will. There was one night I went to bed at 10, and I was like, well, I'll just go to bed right now. And every night I'm like, I will sit down and watch a movie or something like that. The other night, I was watching a movie with a friend, and I started dozing at 7:30.
Oh,
And I was
no.
like, "This is terrible. What
Oh,
happened to me? I used to stay up till 3 in the morning."
it's called getting old. It's called getting old.
I know.
'Cause I'm gonna be
Oh,
43 this November, so but I'm still capable of staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning.
mm. Well, you don't look like you're gonna be 43, so
No. I got ID'd for getting lottery tickets last week.
look at you go. If I shaved, I'd look 16. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna be
So,
35 in
tell you
October.
what, guys, if you get ID'd for getting liquor or anything, don't give them shit. Take it as a compliment.
They're like, "Well, thank you."
Yeah.
So
I tell people, "You make my day," and they're like, "Why?" I go, "Look at the year I was born," and they're like, "What's your trick?" I go, "I'm boring. I didn't party. I didn't do drugs or anything like that." Which is true. I didn't do any of that shit, and I still look as good as I do today.
that's
A
right.
little chubby, but that's about it.
Hey,
Thank
but
God for the chubbiness too, because the being a fat ass saved my life.
aw.
I no, I everybody's like, "What?" I go, "No, because I was hit by a car."
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
my fat ass just bounced it. I broke her car, by the way. I
There
can
you
take pleasure in that, so.
go.
Everybody tells me, "Don't say that." I go, "Why not? It's true."
Well, I had a pleasure streaming with you, Sarah, and I
Me
wanna stream
too.
with you. We're gonna have to come up with a we're gonna do this more often because I had so
Yeah,
much fun doing this, but we'll have to come up with, like, really good movie topics or even, like, just discuss, like, one movie and make it a stream,
yeah.
so,
'Cause I know when we
but
were thinking about it over October, we were gonna talk about the Halloween franchise. I think that's one I still wanna do, like, our rankings. Like, I know
well,
you've done
I'm
that with Nick, but I mean
I'm down with doing it with you because I
yeah.
wanna know your ranking, so
Yeah.
I would love to do that. So we will plan
Okay.
on it. But real quick, I'll go through some of these. Dale, first of all, let me get his real quick.
Mhm.
Said that he's sub to
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Mel, thank you so much. She says fun stream. Thanks for hanging around. Yes, I am
Yeah.
so happy. J Dev says, well, I joined late, so I guess I'll catch you on the next one.
Now I
Good job to
recognize
both
him.
of you.
Okay. Because when you said his name, it wasn't clicking, but now that I see his name, I know him
Jason
from some
Knox.
of
The
the
stream. He
chats
was
on
on
the
he was on our Scream one that we did
yeah.
Tuesday. So
Yeah, there's some topics I won't join, especially if I haven't seen the
oh,
movie.
you're fine.
I won't
You're
join.
fine. I understand. Yeah, you're totally fine. But thank you all. If you're watching the playback, first of all, like it's so much fun that Sarah joined because like when I
Yes.
started this stream, like Sarah just kind of became like my guest and like it wasn't really planned.
Yeah.
And we've been chatting for over 2.5 hours, and so it's been
Well,
so
I
much
see like this live thing here and it says 3 hours and 12 minutes.
Same
So,
here. So we had such a blast, though.
yeah.
I had a
We had a
blast.
whole
Thank
bunch
you
of
for
topics, horror, science fiction,
a whole
kids.
bunch.
We kind of went all over the place.
We
So, that's
did,
cool.
we did, but it's fun, and I love doing that stuff.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
but everybody subscribe to Sarah's channel. Again, I'll leave
Yes,
a
please.
link down below. Definitely go subscribe. Um, and like JDev says, hit the smash like button. Please
Yep.
do so.
Or as I say
Um,
in my videos, like, comment, please subscribe. That's my send off on my videos.
and I always say, go eat some
And some
Skittles,
Skittles. We
and
just have
always
our little
remember.
sayings, and I can't end a video without saying, "Like, comment, please subscribe," and just like you can't leave
I
without
mean,
saying, "Go eat some Skittles."
it's so amazing. I came up with that thing like over 10 years ago, thinking it was going to be like just a one time, like
Yeah,
just, not be around, but it's become a thing and people love it. And hey,
yeah.
I still love Skittles. I eat them quite a bit.
I've
So,
actually lost my taste for them.
oh.
Not I'll eat them once in a while, but I just find them really hard to eat now.
I don't eat them all the time. I still love them, but I don't eat them all the time because again, same here,
Yeah,
feel hard for my teeth.
yeah.
But you know what? The reason why I say go eat some Skittles too is because, for me, it's just like it makes people happy and
Yeah.
puts a smile on
I'd
my
say
face.
go eat some Smarties, that's my thing.
There you go.
But I'm not taking it to no, go eat some Skittles is trademark. I said it's
Yeah.
trademarked.
Go. I'll be like, go get some sleep. It's 10 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock here, so
But anyway, and Austin says, great live. Have a good night, you two. Thank you so much,
thank you,
Austin.
Austin.
And Gamer Squad real quick says, have you seen South Park? I've only seen parts of it. So
it was on when I was a teenager in the 90s. I liked the first couple of seasons. I loved the movie, but then afterwards I kind of just fell off it.
yeah.
I still love the South Park movie though.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. Go
Thank
subscribe
you.
to Sarah. Go
And
subscribe.
go subscribe to Justin if you haven't.
Yeah.
If you haven't, what's wrong with you?
Well, same here.
Yeah.
But Sarah, like, I'll end this, but we can chat for a little longer.
Okay.
But anyway, y'all have a great night.
Yep.
And
Night, everybody.
you're amazing people.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
That's the end.